this thing about people, and they talk about manifesting. It's fucking real, man. Manifesting is real. When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it like a maniac, like you're all in on this thing, and you manifest, most of these people end up, doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become. It's real. And there's no excuses. There's no fucking days off. There's no, not willing to grind and, everybody's against me and this didn't happen for me because of this and that and all this whining and pussy ass bullshit that a lot of people do these days. There's these people who dive in and they're hardcore and they're focused and they know what they want. They know who they are, and they lay out these short-term goals and this roadmap on how to get there. Most of those people make it.
If I ever had a chance to be a friend to somebody, because you don't need 20 friends, you just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other.
Coffee time with Berserker and Uncle Buster. Doors open. Good to see you. You know where the coffee pot is.
This is Berserker.
Yo, this is Uncle Buster. Get a cup. Let's talk crypto.
Yeah, dude. This coffee's bomb.
Nothing comes between me and my XRP. All in.
Wait for the beat. Oh my. Oh my. Ooh-wee. Oh my. Welcome aboard. Happy coffee time. You know what time it is? It's coffee time. Let's go.
Get up in their face.
Get up in their face. You can't even see my
3
mug.
bad motherfuckers.
Three bad mofos.
I'm rocking the Alaska mug today, man.
Oh shit, that's the tight ass one. That's that tight ass one. Ooh,
My neighbor's he does the fishing shit in Alaska, man. So he brought me a mug back. He brought Buster a mug.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Welcome to Coffee Time, everyone. This is a live community chat. We talk crypto, we talk red pill, we talk whatever you want, and you can join too. Welcome aboard. Happy coffee time. What's up, pimps? This is the 3 bad motherfuckers here. You're finished.
Right.
You're finished, I tell you. You're finished.
You're finished.
What's up?
I like the manifesting one too, man.
How beyond imminent are we? It's not even clown world. I like how you gave a shout out to the word clown. You're like, without the word clown, I wouldn't have survived this.
Yeah, dude, I did a eye appointment the other day, man. I'm getting my glasses back. I got a pair coming in the next week or so. Because I haven't been seeing these clowns clearly, man. So I need to get my specs back so I can see all these fucking clowns, man. 2020. You know what I'm saying?
Honk.
But
beep, Richie.
You can't make it up, dude.
Beep, Richie. Beep. Yeah. Bro, it is definitely a clown world. Like Musk, dude, look at Elon. He's trying to create like a third, like people talk about the dichotomy, how like we're split separate ways to be able to fight each other and all this shit. And now we got Musk clowny South African ass trying to create a third or a fourth political party, because there's a bunch of political parties, but the 3 main are Libertarian, Republican, Democrat. Now it's the American Party. Like, what is that going to solve? All you're going to do is just divide us further. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like MAGA,
the funniest thing is
MAGA 2.0. Yeah.
You know, the funniest thing is the Asian Elon Musk. You guys ever seen that video? He goes, "Hi everyone, it's me, Elon Musk. I'm Asian Elon Musk."
Probably looks just like him, doesn't he?
Yeah, it looks exactly like him. It's just hilarious, bro.
Even though
Elon is a clown.
like everything gets infiltrated so fast. Like the Tea Party started, there were some badasses in the original Tea Party, and then what was the end? Like fucking McCain runs and Palin is his fucking vice president. You're like, dude, you guys are completely infiltrated now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Infiltrated, dude.
Yeah. I mean, any good. That's why yeah, it's tough to break it, bro.
You know what's scary, dude? Even though I'm excited about like getting rich off the shout out to Duel, but getting rich off the coattails of these devils from the like the evil Skynet fucking crypto future. You know what's scary though is that like I'm excited about it, but I'm scared about the verbiage in the big beautiful bill gave AI no oversight for the next 10 years at all. So like
it's not just oversight, full control.
Yeah, this is literally like Ready Player One, like in your face, in your dome, no oversight at all. The people don't have a say, and that's what just got signed. That's fucking scary. And I remember seeing clips of like Ashton Kutcher and shit, and he was like, AI is what it can do is scary. Like, remember seeing those videos from back in the day?
Yeah.
Like they were scared and they're in the club. Like, how do you explain that shit? Bro. Just give me like, some years to like be okay and be happy and enjoy the money. You know what I mean? Don't go full dystopian yet. Let me enjoy the money for a minute. You know what I mean? Because like, what good is some money when AI police are looking through your fucking Wi-Fi signals into your brain fucking waves? I mean, they're already doing it, but like, we don't know about it.
I think the higher you vibrate, the less control they have over you.
Oh, shit.
So I think that gets the masses caught up, the lower vibrating people, all the 5G, whatever they're doing, all the dumb shit. I think it could work on the NPCs, but I don't think it's going to work on the real ones.
Okay.
No, that's true. That's why I made that post about how the future is about people who are authentic and the ones who decide that, no matter what happens, the only option is to create new solutions. Those are the ones who are going to own the future.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Nitro. There you go. There you go, motherfucker. There you go. Nitro's on deck now. There you go. Berserker, a.k.a. Nitro. Let's go, dude. Let's fucking go.
Lower level is a higher vibrator. Yes, sir.
Bro, screen sound clip that. Write that down. Let's go. Shout out to the chat. Happy Sunday. Let's see here. What else we got?
We had that authenticity video too. What does Tony Bag say? Authenticity is very hard play. You just gotta suck it up, put it out there, and let the chips fall where they may. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, Tony's got bars. Tony's rapping and doesn't even know it.
Bro, me and Tony talk about this stuff all the time.
To be a main player, I think you got to be authentic, bro. You'll have people hating on you just because they can't be authentic because they're too scared, because they're a bunch of little babies. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
That's part of the reason why a lot of us are here, man. Everyone else is making excuses to not get crypto because they're scared to stand up and do something on their own. Yep. Bunch of little followers, man.
Bunch of pussies.
Yeah, man.
Bro,
it's the victim consciousness versus I'm trying to go to Christ consciousness.
I was watching this video.
Victims are pussies, bro.
I was watching this video of this doctor. She's a psychologist. She has a master's degree. She was basically saying how 1 in 6 people are narcissists.
At least tendencies, wild. Man. I think the narc thing is like overblown, but but I think when people are around a bunch of other toxic people, they don't even realize the tendencies. But full blown, because it's like psychopaths, sociopaths, full on narcs, which would be like narcissistic personality disorder, or borderline, and then underneath that it's just toxic shit. Like,
Yeah.
But I think very few are pure like personality disorders. That's just they're just mimicking, bro. They've mimicked their whole life.
I agree. That's because a lot of people don't even know how to act. They just copy everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, they're on autopilot from social media and the TV.
That's correct. Well, they take the presumption that, you know, real life world of whatever is their life, and they're just competing in this competition, but in reality they ain't shit.
Then you throw in like, if it was like relationship, I mean, that's like friendship, relation. What is there? There's like 3 friendships. It's like work friends, friendships, and then someone you're romantic with.
Yeah.
But it's the same playbook from a toxic motherfucker. They're gonna, you know, put it in overdrive, take you to 50,000 feet, boop, hit cruise control because they can't maintain the energy, right?
Yeah.
And as you start coming down, you start complaining. They're like, "Oh no, we're still at 50,000 feet. You're really at 35,000, right?"
Exactly.
Take you down to 25,000, then they hit the thrust, but you'll never hit 50,000 again.
Never. There was
Yeah.
Bro, there was a chart of when,
and it's the same playbook, right? It's the playbook.
Yeah.
Like love bomb, and then devalue stage. Once you're devalued, they're already setting up the discard.
exactly.
Through all the NPCs, you know. Oh well, they said they weren't happy. They've been saying it for a while. You know, you got all these NPCs, and then discard, and then they do it again.
Yeah, there was a chart about when Bezos' wife got with him, and when she divorced him as soon as his value started declining. So they only want you when you're at your peak, but as soon as you start to decline, it's like, oh, I'm fucking jumping shit. So
Cheerleaders.
Yeah,
At,
you have to
at
be
the finish
careful.
line.
You got to be careful who you have on your boat. 'Cause not everybody wants to see you.
More monkey
reach the other
business.
side.
You left one out. What about the XRP shit? Yeah, bro, that's what it's all about. I mean, we're manifesting that $10 XRP, and that's when
$1 for sure. That's gonna topple Ethereum, and it's been battling with Ethereum lately.
I had somebody ask me about Ethereum the other day. Well, what about Ethereum? What kind of coin? Like a newbie. And it's just it's hard to describe because it's so much. There's so much emotional stuff tied to it because you've noticed all the criminal activity, ETHgate, and them pumping the market, them being number one for no reason, and for many years. And you're like, yeah, it will float because the technology will be used. It'll be used in the future. It'll make gains. But like the same thing comes across my desk. It's the X's. The X's aren't there.
But the thing about ETHgate, it's not going to work like it did for the Diddy trial. Like, they're not just going to get away with it because NIST encryption standards basically make Bitcoin and Ethereum not useful and out of compliance by 31. So at the end of the day, Bitcoin and Ethereum will eventually face their inevitability, which is death. They're not going to survive. I don't think they're going to survive. Because ETHgate is a real thing. We can't act like ETHgate is not a real thing. It did happen. That is connected to Burisma and everything else and all the other corruption that's happening in the government. So,
hey, Daniel, you might be able to get a blue wrench if you join the show. There's a link in the chat. Come join us.
The biggest
you got to come in a few times, man. Y'all come back now. You hear?
Oh, there you go. So keep coming. Keep coming in.
The biggest thing about the big beautiful bill was the United States citizenship, the birthright stuff. I think that's massive because that's basically the precursor to getting rid of Obama and anyone else. So,
but whether or not they do that,
I feel like it's coming. I feel like a lot of the stuff that we saw in the Q post, I think that they're coming true.
Well, let's go. Let's fucking go then.
Yeah. Kozark. That's money right there. The ascended masters see through illusions and builds no prisons of thought. Yeah, but I think part of the I don't think, you know, you just fucking drop down on earth and you're ascended master. Part of it is going through overcoming the situations. That's where I think the empath and like the Jezebels meet for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, and you got to overcome. But yeah, once you start seeing, it's all part of it. Like crypto's a part of lifting the veil, right? We're lifting the veil on the economic side. Like Baggy, I was listening to a video back and Baggy's like, yeah, crypto teaches you how to save. Like I was a pretty disciplined person, but you know, I'd spend some money. You know, I bought a boat 2016. That was the last big purchase I ever bought. The next year I got into crypto. I haven't bought shit, like shit of relevance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, to teach you how to save and so all those things. But that's like one little aspect, you know. Ascended master, that's literally mastering your emotions in all the aspects. You could be a fucking disciplined person financially, but not have none of your shit in the rest of your life together, right? But ascended master, that's like everything. Like you see through all the bullshit, every aspect.
That's the thing about enlightenment, man. You just like, when you start preserving your own energy, you start noticing everyone else's real quick, and you can identify what is what, and you just know what you want to be part of and what you don't want to be part of.
That's where I think but when you say that, like the MK Ultra to me, like people were like, oh, there's no, you really think people are being brainwashed? But I think it's the belief systems where you're brainwashed, right? Because like the worst thing for the empath is to be like, you know, most empaths feel better making people feel better, but then they're around a bunch of people that just want to take and take and take and take and never happy, insatiable, you know, until you fucking stop people pleasing, which is a stage. Then there's codependency, and then there's all kind of little issues, you know, wounds, and that's where healing's a big part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to heal. Like some people go relationship, always in a relationship, you know.
I think you see the big part right there. The big word was codependency. There's a lot of people who don't really know how to be themselves by themselves. They always have to be in a group or with someone, because it's like, it's unknown territory. It's out of their comfort zone, because they can't really blame anyone for anyone else for their own mistakes and shit. So
yeah, avoiding,
is a huge one for sure.
Avoid to be alone, dude. That's where
hello.
What up, girl?
Good morning. Happy coffee time, everyone. Welcome aboard.
Hold on, let me get my coffee.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
Good afternoon.
Edward.
Good afternoon. Sorry.
Got my Ninja
Ron
Bruno
Klowski. I got a friend in a Zebic, but
oh, I got breaking news.
Break it out.
Shit.
Break
I
it
got
out.
breaking news. Oh,
Break it out.
Oh shit.
Run it.
Oh, shit.
Run it.
Oh shit. You know David Shorts, when he was on the picture of him on his little dragon? The latest one? Hold on. Let me pull this up. Oh fucking shit. So Codius says Codius is in beta, expect dragons, and then David Short is sitting on a duck, like on a floaty dragon. I'm telling you, Codius is a secret sauce, bro. I'm telling you, Codius is a secret
Man,
sauce.
Buster been saying that for years, bro.
I've been saying that
Codius
shit
never went away
forever. That shit.
Well, that would get rid of the.
Can you imagine Codius coming out right now?
Wouldn't that get rid of the
shit?
EVM need for EVM,
bro? It'd be fucking
or
game
they
over.
run both.
Hold on. We're about to. Oh shit.
Oh
shit.
yeah.
You know what? You just
Holy
made a point.
shit.
It's not one chain to rule them all. It's literally, you know, all of this stuff is going to work. It just depends on everybody. I think there's definitely going to be a need for EVM. I think there's a need for Midnight. I think there's a need for Codius. I think there's not one chain to rule them all. But when it all comes down to it, they're going to all be working with XRP.
Look at it.
Look
Codius.
I already called.
Codius is in beta. Expect dragons.
There's room for everyone.
Bro.
There's room for everyone. It's not one.
Let's go.
Now, don't get me wrong. We know what we.
Is that
hold.
should we get Dragon Chain? Some more of it? What is that? Huh?
What is that?
I need to get some more Dragon Chain. God damn it!
There's gonna be a fucking ticker a meme ticker puff or something here.
Yeah.
Any day now.
Lorenzione knows what's up. How about Crypto Week coming up? Yeah, July 14th. So maybe it seems so clowny because it's like we've been waiting in secrecy for so long and just been like dismal solace of silence and loneliness. And now they're like, hey, Moon is next week. Like, it's like, come on. You're taking all the wind out of our fucking sails. Like, let's just run it where nobody has a chance to even fucking get bullish. Like, let's go. Isn't that
Lower
the whole point,
level.
motherfuckers? Yeah.
What the fuck is the Crown's top fan? Yeah, it's something new on YouTube where in the comment section for the chat it shows, I guess, who's the most active. You get points for commenting, but it's pretty cool. I saw it on Connector's stream. Right now, Silver Days is 1, Tim Shea is 2. But then you click on top fans and it goes, fuck. It goes the whole deal. There's 43 people up in here.
Well, it used to be Hans Loaded.
Shout out to Hans.
Hans is still around. He's still our top fan, bro.
Island Ghost is number 3 right now.
Ghost, you're slipping.
Too bad we can't fucking super chat that shit. But it's okay. We got that guy right there.
That's right.
You know, I'm
Super Chats does give you hella points though, because I dropped on Connector's stream a super chat, and then it gave me like 500 points, and I was #1 fan.
I'd be number
of
1 if I got
Connector.
it for every time I spoke for all the words I speak.
There you go.
The algo's not picking up my words, just my typing.
You're in the game. You're part of the show though.
Well, soon our words will be tokenized
Yeah.
in the attention economy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You're part of the show. Happy birthday, Nerdy. You fucking
Ooh.
you freaking
Thank you,
ghosted
Steph.
me yesterday. Sat in the Discord all day
What are
yesterday.
you, 25, Nerdy?
Wait,
Fucking love you.
Birthday.
wait,
Love you.
mint your NFTs and get your NFTs going. Why am I echoing?
You know what, Steph? I didn't.
Someone's
I
got their
didn't
audio
delete it.
blaring at them.
Everybody mute your YouTube.
If you're watching YouTube and you're on this show, see the delay. Someone's watching YouTube with audio on.
And if they don't know how to do it, it's probably Think Scary. Thanks,
Nah,
Scary. Thanks,
It's not
Scary.
me, girl. Come on.
Thanks, Scary. Thanks, Scary. Thanks, Scary. Thanks, Scary. All right.
You could go away.
Welcome to Coffee Time, live community chat.
He's gone now, right?
Oh,
No.
must have been.
Fill up my panel, people.
Oh, I found it.
It's you.
Is it you, Nerdy?
No,
It's
it
a
was
write
Papa.
up. If it's you, I'll write you up on your
I'll write-
birthday, motherfucker. I don't
He's
care.
already got it right up.
Light him up.
It was Papa. I got it
He's
because
already
it shows.
Papa, goddamn it.
It shows this. It shows the audio when someone speaks. It shows the audio in the green, so I can see.
You're muted now, Papa.
Yeah.
Okay, how about now?
You
I
got
got my shit together finally.
Yes.
Finally, man.
Yes, you do.
It's still echoing.
Partially. Okay, there it goes. Yep, you're good. Now you're good. Now you're good.
Still echoing.
Oh, it's still echoing.
Papa,
Yep,
I think your
I can hear
YouTube is. You've got your YouTube open up. You've got to mute the YouTube.
Papa, go in your settings, click settings, and then go to audio, and then click on echo cancellation.
It is.
Papa, don't preach, because I be losing sleep.
Okay.
Ooh.
Close the the other YouTube window.
Yeah,
And I made up my mind.
Oh, you know what, Papa? You have to mute the tab, the tab that you have open that you're watching YouTube on. Right click it on the tab, and then press mute tab.
And mute that shit.
That's what I've been saying, but nobody listens to this. Listens to girl. No, Nerdy gets it right up.
I've got it completely gone. StreamYard's the only thing I got on.
Now it's good. We
Well,
like
good
it
now,
now.
right? Oh, it's still there.
The nerdy, are we gonna
Try hopping out. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, what was that?
We're out of here.
What were you saying, Steph?
Cooked and clapped.
Clapped.
So you went to the movies yesterday instead of coming and minting those NFTs you got going. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Yes, I ended up just taking a day off. I was just, yeah, I've been developing that Apple app like crazy. So
It's great. I'm proud of you. I was like sitting in the Discord going, yeah, I think we're going to be helping Nerdy get his NFTs minted today. And I hung out, waited for you. And I was like, yeah, we're going to do a space at some point. And then I get a tweet, Nerdy's at the movies.
yeah, sorry about that. I
No,
appreciate
it's
you for
okay. I
holding it out
laughed.
for me,
I
though.
laughed.
Yeah.
It was all good. It was all good. Charles has been trying to come into XRP spaces, and I know he's trying to find one that I'm in, but it's funny that Cardano spaces will let me right up on stage, but these XRP people, they won't.
Hey, Charles, can you please mint one of my NFTs? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, man. So when
Tell him, send
you
him the message, Steph. Ask Charles to mint one of my NFTs. That'd be so
I asked
legendary.
when he joined that Uga space at one time, I asked him if he had an XRP wallet because I was going to send him an Uga.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't. Now this was what, 6 months ago, and this was before that.
Okay. If he can find his XRP address, give it to me, and I'll send him a custom one.
Yeah, we gotta. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to start doing some spaces. I think he'll start joining.
Yeah.
I think he'll start joining.
That'd be sick.
If he tells me he's coming to a space, I have anxiety, so it's best if I don't know.
Yeah. But if I get Charles part of the Genesis collection, that's fire.
Dude,
That's fire.
we're working on an Ouroboros collection inside the jungle to mint on Cardano that's going to help facilitate the XRP stake pool that we want to do. So there's a lot going on, man. Don't fade on what's going on with this midnight airdrop. Free money, and I'm going to do a whole breakdown of it when Bagman gets back on it.
Just show you guys what it looks like.
Hey, Daniel,
this is my Illuminati bear.
Let me see.
Daniel, he goes, so what's a good hit list to be prepped? Bro, you went from wanting a fucking blue wrench for nothing to like asking newbie questions. Like, bro, you better.
Yeah, he was talking to Papa at the beginning about.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Living off grid.
Don't you?
Oh, they're talking about actually prepping. I'm talking about like utility coins. Okay. I was about to get into your ass, Daniel.
Don't you
like,
shame
Hey,
them.
what's up, boys?
Sit your ass down.
What's up?
Shut the fuck up and get more zerbs.
Get more zerps. Mo
Thanks,
zerps.
Yo, can you guys hear me right now? Check 1 2. Can you guys hear me?
Yo, down with OP.
Roger, rubber ducky.
Check.
Real
2
quick.
3.
Yo,
Can you hear this?
Yo, hey, I don't got a lot of time. I just wanted to drop something on you guys real quick. Drop a quick gem that I don't think anybody's really seen. So, if you go to the Swift community page on YouTube, a lot of people don't even know that Swift has actually a YouTube page, and the Swift YouTube page is at Swift Community.
Okay.
If you go to at Swift Community, the second video that they just posted like 2 weeks ago, it's got like 500 views on it. It's got no views, and it talks about live trials that Swift is conducting with digital assets. And I got the timestamps on it. It's 11:40 timestamp. At the 11:40 mark, they start talking about, oh yeah, we're doing live trials with digital assets. We were kind of gaming it out, but recently that was like their big introduction, letting everybody know that Swift is actually fucking around with crypto, and like 500 people saw it. Like nobody saw it. So I wanted to drop it on you guys real quick and let you guys know, for all the people that are saying that, well, even though all of these assets might have been on the standards body, there's no telling if Swift is actually going to be handling digital or not handling, but allowing digital assets to run across their messaging, their new messaging standard. And according to 2 weeks ago, Swift came out and said, oh yeah, we're doing it. Oh yeah.
Hey, Nerdy, can you
Do
fact
me a
check
favor.
that?
Tell me what YouTube
Yeah,
channel
hold on,
that
I
is.
am.
What is it called?
Check that.
All right. So if you go to the YouTube bar, type in at Swift Community. If you type in Swift Community, a bunch of Taylor Swift shit will come up. So you type in at Swift Community.
Okay. Hold on.
Roger that.
1 second. Stand by.
Got it. Top one.
Real quick, while they get
11,000
that
subs.
ready, Shout out to the Zebekian Savage, $50 super cash app.
Okay, you got
Appreciate
it.
you, bro.
And then we
All
go
right,
to,
it's a second. It's a second video. It's a second video that just came out. It says like inside Swift's live trials with digital assets.
Okay, and he said what 11 what?
I'm already on it,
1140.
bro.
So there's three. So there's like 3 timestamps that everybody needs to hear about. But the first one where they talk about it is 1140. At the exact 1140 mark, they start talking about it.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I found it.
Run it, bro. You don't have good audio though, do you?
Run it.
Hold on. We'll see.
Breaking news right here. Breaking news at coffee time. Breaking news.
Play it.
I got it.
If you have it.
You ready?
play it. Yeah,
You ready?
Yeah.
Run it.
All right, let's turn it up all the way. Boop.
Great. Well, and you mentioned Swift, and we promised in this session that we would talk about Swift's live trials. We've been working with the global community for a number of years to see how we can overcome fragmentation and ensure, as you said, Kieran, global interoperability. And last year, we completed one of the largest global collaborations to date on this topic, with 38 financial institutions joining us to work on complex and commercially relevant use cases in a sandbox environment. And so, building on what we've learned through that exercise, we're now working with our community to conduct a series of live trials that involve real digital asset and real digital currencies transactions flowing between institutions orchestrated over the Swift network. So Sharifa, maybe you can give us a bit of an insight onto why we're conducting these trials. What's the goal here?
Sure, Nick. I'm sure you've heard me say it before many times. Swift is a multi-asset platform and network. And for our 12,000 users, it's really their go-to window for everything from payments to securities, FX, and trade. And we want to keep it that way. We want users to be able to build on the investments they've been making over the years in strong identity, strong security, compliance standards like ISO that Karin will cover. So when we talk about the trials we're running, we are starting from that single window. From the channels that banks and corporates and asset managers and market infrastructures and others already use. We capture their digital transactions. We run them through a secured layer that checks integrity, identity, signature, authentication, etc. And we apply trusted workflow orchestration. And then we route those transactions to the right digital ledger for settlement. The ultimate goal of these trials is really to lay the foundation I just described for a Swift multi-ledger digital asset solution. And this Swift multi-ledger digital asset solution is really meant to simplify the connectivity to multiple blockchains for our users, and also to help standardize how digital assets are defined and processed across the ecosystem.
Great. So we're exploring several use cases.
Bro, pause that real fast.
Yep, run it, dude.
Bro, talking about real digital assets. And they're coming out saying that it's not just payments. They're tokenizing assets and running it across different ledgers. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge news. Huge.
Different financial sectors, but it's so willy-nilly and like doldrum, fucking like boring. That's why there's only 500 views on this video. Like nobody.
And you guys heard what she said.
Just made the payment.
No one's paying attention, bro, except for you.
11,000 institutions, 11,000 partners, and there's only so much crypto to go around, guys. So keep that in mind.
Exactly. And there's only certain partners that they have partnered with, right? Like the only public one that we know is Link. That's the only one that we know publicly, but there could be so many more that we don't know about.
Bro, there's been so much. I don't even want to call it FUD. I would just say a lot of uncertainty, because there really hasn't been so much clarity coming from Swift as far as like what this new messaging standard was. And whenever anybody would say anything, well, there's technically no such thing as an ISO crypto. Swift never came out to clarify exactly what they said. They would just wipe any information from their website, and then they would just kind of leave it at that and let everybody speculate. But this is huge news. That Swift is actually coming out and saying they're doing live trials with real digital assets and then explaining exactly how it's done over the Swift network. That is huge news. Hey, I dropped this on what's up?
Real quick. Hold on.
Isn't FedWire and ISO happening the
Yeah, but
14th?
hold on. OP, please say that again about the coins, because you said something correct, and I praise you for someone coming on here and giving factual information. There's no fucking such thing as ISO coins. It doesn't exist.
No, it's actually in the protocol, in the coin themselves and so there's no such thing as an ISO specific coin. It's just what's compatible and what's interoperable. It's not like ISO, like this messaging standard has a specific, like Verge, XVG. I was talking to the
Oh, your shit's cut out. You're doing on fire.
He'll come back, bro. That was a soft rug. That was a soft
on fire. Rug. Stop rugging us on people go on fire. I hate that shit. It's so annoying. YouTube does that shit on purpose.
Quit walking around, OP. Quit walking around. He's walking around his house.
That's YouTube, bro. I know YouTube is watching and they rug when someone goes on fire. They do that shit to broke all the time.
I used to swear by that, nerdy. But I actually, when I joined StreamYard today, I got a notification that there was some instability going on with some of these new browsers.
I think that's all bullshit. They just don't want people. They don't want this information coming out because it's real deal and it's happening.
I didn't do that. OP fully rugged, bro. He's gone.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't do that.
That's fire.
Even the verbiage though. Digital assets.
OP's. Yeah. Hold on. Hey, Adam.
It says, I mean, I literally had a notification before I joined that there was instability.
Are you guys there?
Yeah. Go. Continue.
All right, so all I was saying was it's not like there's like actual ISO specific coins that are like that they've picked the winners and losers. It's basically just what crypto can be compatible with it. And like I was saying, XVG, which is Verge, is a privacy coin. I was talking to the owner. He's actually compliant with ISO, and I was checking out his GitHub repository and all that stuff. And so it's really just a matter of who's going to be able to tap into this new system. I think the code it's not XML. I forget exactly what the code is. It XML?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so and that's kind of where we're at. I got another timestamp whenever you guys are ready. There's like 3 timestamps on this video that are super important because everybody talks about November and everybody talks about July. But these guys at Swift, and these are top executives on Swift, they're getting all giddy about September. And I don't really know exactly what's up with September.
I told you, motherfuckers. I've been calling September, bro. Man, if you look at all the Swift shit, if you look at all the Swift shit, all the timelines is September, November on transitions. They start every single pilot program in March, April, and they end it and conclude it in September, November. Every single one. If you look at it,
there was also something else. Oh, go ahead.
Because it's financial quarters, right?
Exactly. That's when the fiscal year
on deck. What's up, Pimp?
Hey, what's up? It's the fiscal year start for the government. That's September, October. Actually, September is the end, and October is the first day of the fiscal year for the U.S. government.
Exactly. That's why all that shit happened.
So they were also
right.
So I don't remember if it was this particular Swift YouTube channel, but like 4 years ago, I came across a video from either the Swift ISO 20022 had a YouTube channel, or this video was on the Swift community YouTube channel and they wiped it. But it was the director of the migration team talking to the head of Wells Fargo about this migration, and they were saying that they've already been utilizing this messaging standard using a quote cloud-based translation service end quote for all of the legacy systems that haven't transitioned over. Whether that means that they were actually using crypto, I don't know, but it means that they've already been onboarding onto this messaging standard for years now. It's not like going to be it's not going to be particularly a flip of the switch, but as soon as they allow cryptos, like I said, they just started doing. Because the ISO messaging standard, it's not only cryptos, right? It's not only cryptos. So as soon as this goes live, there's a whole slew of things. It's basically just allowing all these banks to get on the same page with each other. But as soon as, like I said, they just finished the live trials a couple weeks ago. As soon as this goes live, and they just open the races, and they're like, all right, you guys can transfer crypto along Swift. It's gonna be fucking nuts, bro. Nuts.
This has been going on for years, though, because like I've mentioned multiple times, I have a friend of the family that works in corporate in Bank of America, and he told me this back in 2016. He, like I said, he said he just looked at me and said one thing. You know, we use XRP, and he's never said anything since. And that was 2016. So this has been going on for years. They've been testing for years.
10 years to be exact. It's been a whole decade plot.
Also,
well, if they were going to be using a cloud-based, if they're going to be doing a cloud-based translation service that's going to make it interoperable with like ledgers, then they're going to definitely need some sort of like quant or some sort of over ledger that's going to be able to. So it's not even. They probably have been using crypto. I don't really know, but it's official. Live trials are official.
They've been using crypto, bro.
Well, you have to think about it, right? Like, if you look at a lot of their solutions, the test pilot has been Hyperledger solutions, right? Hyperledger uses Ethereum for a lot of their shit, but that doesn't mean that they have to use Ethereum for any of it, right? It's just that's why EVMs are so saucy, and that's why Ripple coming out with the RLUSD on both, XRP Ledger and the EVM is such a big deal because it's like, you're bridging liquidity and you're providing a solution on the chain that's the most built upon, and now people can migrate. If you look at Morpheus started on Ethereum and then migrated to Polygon. Quant started on Ethereum and then created their own chain. Like Ethereum is where people start and then people create their own shit. So this is gonna get
also
real
on the verbiage too. Like, I don't think a lot of newer people in XRP realize like digital assets was coined by Garlinghouse and Ripple. The word alone, digital assets. They coined that shit, the term, so
hey, shout out to OP for all the information.
Before that, it was cryptocurrency. So when Garlinghouse came on scene, he was pushing the term digital asset.
Well, to add on to that, Christine Lagarde refers to Bitcoin and Ethereum as crypto. When they talk about crypto, they say we don't like crypto, we don't like funny money. They refer to it as Bitcoin and Ethereum and Tether. And when they talk about digital assets, they refer to it as XRP, Hedera, and so on and so forth. So there's already a clear distinction within the leaders that they already know what is what. So we already know what's going to last and what's not going to last, and that goes along with the NIST standards of, hey, you know what, Bitcoin and Ethereum have a lifeline. So if you step back and look at all the dots, that it makes sense. They have the whole thing planned.
JP Morgan has been
using
their
guys.
JP Morgan has been using their
They wanted to secure. Go ahead.
All right. JP Morgan has been
they
using
wanted
to transfer money between their own banks ever since they created the JP coin. They just admitted that last 2 weeks. So they've been using it internally already.
That was Christine Choi. Christine Choi made that.
Yeah.
She even said that she went out and created her own company, but even she created when she was creating JP Morgan and the JP Morgan chain and the coin and everything. She said within 5 years time, and this was like last year or the year before, she said in 5 years time, we won't even be having crypto conferences anymore because everything will just be tokenized. Like tokenization will just be a normal thing. So if Christine Choi, who created JP Morgan coin, is saying that, and she's already saw the potential that everything's going to be tokenized, imagine how fast this shit's really going to go down. It's going to be fucking wild. I don't think people really understand. Like, we only need 72 months from when this year started. You only need 72 months for this whole transition to happen, and everything will happen so fast. And there's another thing about epochs. How United States have had 3 epochs before, of when we had nothing and then we had something, like the railroads and then so on and so forth. And this is like the last epoch of America where it's like, hey, you know what? This is the biggest invention from the light bulb or from the internet, which is automation and language models and quantum computing and all this advanced computing. This is like the last stage of the next evolution of America, and this will dictate the next 1,000 years. So for this to happen this fast, and all those other times took like thousands of years, and now it's been happening less and less. Now from the last one thing was 20 years. This one's going to only take 5 to 3 years, and that's the same shit that Ray Dalio talks about too. So Bullish.
Bro, the type of shit that this is going to do for the economy is going to be absolutely nuts, bro. Because if this means that Japan doesn't have to be the #1 holder of treasuries anymore, if this means that, because they were all like, the government was always worried. I mean, it's a matter of national security if you have like a foreign country that's holding most of your debt, and it's the only reason why the U.S. government is open is because China and Japan is buying treasuries, and then you transition that to where all the stable coin issuers are now the majority holders of all these treasuries and all these securities and stuff. It's going to be huge for the economy, because that means that the Fed no longer really has to control the interest rates. It's basically going to be all up to these stablecoin issuers. And then if you're talking about all the money that's transferred, it's not just fiat anymore, it's backed by securities. Then you're talking about 0% interest rates on loans. Like it's not even like, okay, the Fed's like, okay, I guess we'll lower interest rates. It's like, no, we're sold out of securities. You know what I'm saying? Like the government's sold out. We don't even got no more securities to sell. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be insane for the economy. I mean, we already know that it's definitely going to usher in some authoritarian Orwellian type situation. But the short term is going to be a huge big boom for the U.S. The long term, it's probably going to get scary if they start creeping in on monetary sovereignty. But that's what the short term is looking like.
Ladies and gentlemen, OP, a motherfucker that gets it. Congratulations.
Ooh-wee.
You know, we know one thing about your
They
sauce,
wanted-
brother, that you're missing out, what connects everything together is Judy Sheldon's proposal for the 50-year redeemability for gold on treasuries. So that creates the incentive for people to hold treasuries and not to let go for 50 years, and that stops the whatever's happening right now. That's the missing piece to the.
That's
the
just
whole thing.
exactly, bro. Add it to the mix. Throw it in the basket.
Okay, I'm gonna talk
That's it.
for a second here. If they wanted to suppress the psychological fucking battery of what they've been doing up until this point, because it was nothing, then we went to $2 or $3.40 or whatever. But that psychological barrier where it's harder and harder for people to get in. If they wanted to secure that, it would make sense that they start running up in July. I believe that it's going to start going in July. But the fucking massive big kahuna burger is, I believe, the timelines where Nerdy's talking about the September, the November, into Q1 26. What OP's talking about, for sure. Yep. But they got to keep squeezing them out like a butthole. You know, newbies can't, even right now, newbies can drop $2,000 to 2,500 and get 1,000 ZERPs. Like that's going to change their life, which is good. But they don't want people's lives to be changed. That's why they created the Riddlers.
Ooh wee.
Sorry, go ahead.
All in.
Ooh-wee.
Shout out to Chevy. Yeah, I think it's the ramp up, bro. This shit's about to.
Bro,
ramp
I don't
up
think
in
they called
stages,
this.
And then
go ahead.
Hey, hold on. And then they fucking they also protect people from coming in. Once they get a certain price, the accumulation's over, bro. Even if they buy it, even if they are able to buy it, the accumulation's over. Go ahead, OP.
Depending on how this Garlinghouse Senate hearing goes with the market structure bill, and he sits in front of the Senate, depending on how the news reacts to it, depending on if they just put it front page of everywhere, we could see a nice little pop. And I think this crypto week is going to be the start, because a lot of people, they're like, they have their nose buried in whatever, but everybody, it doesn't matter what you're interested in, you have your nose in politics. A lot of these guys, whether you're a real estate guy, whether you're a stock market guy, no matter who you are, you got to pay attention to what's going on with regulation. So if Garlinghouse gets it, that's going to be his introduction. Everybody here already knows who Garlinghouse is, and everybody in the broader crypto space already knows who Garlinghouse is. But when he gets in front of the Senate and starts talking, and with this market structure bill that's hugely endorsed by everybody and the crypto president and crypto administration, this is going to be the start of the bull run. I have a feeling. It's not going to be huge parabolic next week, but it's going to be all eyes. All right. Now we got to start paying attention to are we building our portfolio? It's going to be the start of when everybody starts paying attention to it.
The snowball effect. That's what the picture was about. A little snowball. We all remember the snowball. We're at the snowball. The snowball's about to start. And once it starts, it's going to go up and it never stops. It's going to be fucking crazy.
DA always said if people get rich, they won't care. I think they will care if we have 20%. But I think part of ramping this bitch up in stages is 20% will go to 12%, 8%, 5%, 3%, and then the dummy prices come in. And that's my point. That was my point last week, or last time you were on here, is if they flip switch to fucking $100,000 in XRP, then I'm fucking dead ass wrong. But I think they're going to show you $10, $25, $100, $200, and people are going to be exiting over the next year or two, and then the dummy prices are coming in.
It's gonna. I think
monkey business.
No
I
way
don't
in
agree
hell.
with you, monkey. Yeah.
And there's no way in hell that I mean, just on a $2 run, when we went to $2-3, they got like 9 billion retail coins back.
Yeah.
On a fucking $2 move.
Exactly.
So if they didn't care,
we
wouldn't be sitting on 7 years of FUD. You know what I'm saying? Like they
can
obviously
drag it
care,
to
or they
Price
would let the
price
shit go.
depression. We should be Solana right now. We should be $200 a coin right now, easy. Let me touch on this. Hold on, go back. Monkey business. The market doesn't move without investors. I think that's a complete and utter psyop. That right there. This has been suppressed for so many years, and so few people are actually investors that it doesn't even touch the surface. So, for instance, Buster just touched on it. They literally got 10 billion, probably more. It was like more like 15 billion back from this $2 pump. But the people that own XRP, it's very, very small. You know, there's only 12 billion that are in retail hands.
And then look at the psychology, though.
Same with
the psychology.
51% attack.
They do a $2-3. We go from 50 cents to $3. Then we're in the $2. And then everyone's waiting for 60 minutes. They still FUD it. They still FUD it on 60 minutes.
Yep.
They still
It went down.
Green light at $2. And that's how
Look
bad
at us now. He just signed the big
they don't
beautiful
want people
bill.
in this.
He just, dude, motherfucking T-Dog just signed the big beautiful bill that fucking legalized stable coins. What? And we went down. We were like 222.
Bro.
We went down to like 221.
But honestly, if you really think about it, and that's the post that I made about comparing the market caps right now, because everyone focuses on market caps right now. Okay, if XRP the same for XRP, the same thing as Bitcoin hitting 100K where it is for today is XRP hitting $20. So they can drag out that $2 all the way up to that range, right? So I think we first have to pass $3, then we got to get a 6, then we got to get up 9, 13, 15, and then like we slowly gradually get up to 20. But I think once we pass that $20 mark, that $20, $22, $30 mark, I think it's like $30 to 200 to 300, because 300 to in market cap is comparable to $1 million Bitcoin. So if the max XRP can go, which is crazy, which is basically the amount of money of our whole country, would be $300, which is nuts, right? But even to protect that, it's crazy. So I say, like, you know, max we go is $20, and I think until that part, everyone gets shaken out until we hit that Solana type run. But that Solana type run is where Judy comes in and Basil comes in, and they do the gold convertibility, because then you have to tie that in with the value of everything else.
But can you imagine, to Buster's point, if XRP hits $10, I can almost bet that half of our watchers will be out at $10 easily.
Alchemist said he'll be out at 5.
You say your diamond hands.
Ramp up
You
is
say your
speculative.
diamond
It is
hands.
speculative, but I mean, that's the difference. Like, hit the link and let's hear your thoughts. I don't give a shit what DAI thinks. But yeah, that's my
I don't think he meant
speculation.
DAI. I think he meant David Schwartz. I think he was talking about David Schwartz.
Speculative. We speculate, man. I mean, I could watch any YouTube and just hear pure black and white. So,
everybody has to know by now, everybody has to know by now that this bull run is going to be a utility run. I mean, we already got a sneak preview of that right after the election. All the utility cryptos went up in price. All of them. There was a lot of them they really didn't do shit, but a lot of the utility shit. It's kind of like every single bull run has a narrative. There was the AI narrative. There was the NFT narrative. And with all this regulation and shit, that is why the utility run is going to be right now, where you're going to have everything else going up, all this other AI stuff and all that other stuff. But this is going to be the utility run. You know, like we pulled back 30% on Bitcoin, and then we had a nice little pump right after the election. The same thing happened in 2017, 30% retracement, and then we had that huge pump in 2017. The same shit is going to go on right now. As soon as any and don't get me wrong, when I said earlier that Garlinghouse, when he gets on, that's going to be the start. The price might go down after Garlinghouse leaves the Senate. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to be the start where it's like, that's what's going to build the narrative. The narrative, oh shit, I actually remember Trump saying something about XRP before. Oh shit, I remember people saying XRP is working with Swift. Now they're in front of Senate. This is what's going to be starting this whole utility run. You get these faces in front of the Senate. It's going to be nuts, bro.
If XRP does a 10x and does the $20, a Bitcoin will look like a dead horse, and everyone will be just hating themselves that they just left money in a stagnant asset, and all that Bitcoin money will be coming into XRP, and that's how we get that $20 to that $30 to that $200. Because all that, I believe that ramp up is going to be all emotion, where people finally realize that Bitcoin is trash and it's unregulated, it's not compliant, and as the more that Brad comes out and the more that he legitimizes Ripple and the products that they offer, the more that Ripple and the solutions and anything to do with them looks more solid than Bitcoin and Tether and anything that they have.
If they do a 10x, the market cap's what? It's still half a Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? It's still like
a 10x
what,
number
a trillion.
A 10x.
Are you sure 10x?
Yeah,
I thought a 10x would put the market caps somewhere at like 1.2, 1.3.
And at
$37,
roughly around $22. $23, we would surpass Bitcoin for number one. And that's all we really need, is we just need that momentum to happen for people to realize, and then after that, it's all emotion.
So you're thinking it would just be a quick flip of Ethereum, boom, quick flip of Ethereum, and then it would be the bout between Bitcoin basically constantly flipping each other back and forth, Bitcoin, XRP, or you just think XRP is just gonna leave Bitcoin in the dust?
An Ethereum flip is $6 to $7. A Bitcoin flip is $22. So it doesn't
what would flip all of this?
XRP doesn't really need to move too much to surpass all of these. Like a 10x for XRP is basically Sonara. It's like see you later. We're the king of the crypto world. So
we keep looking at retail people like they're going to flip this. That's not what's going to happen. It's definitely utility, right? So if the stock market starts using this, that's pretty much the end of it. That market is huge, and that would definitely flip Bitcoin. All we need is one solid market to start utilizing anything else, and that will flip Bitcoin. There's a lot of things that aren't really looking too good for Bitcoin too. I mean, if it's tied to Tether and all of a sudden we get a regulated market and Tether has to get regulated and they decide not to, there could just be a huge sell-off just because of that right there. So you're talking about a bunch of things that are kind of might end up pumping down the price after this run, that at the same time you got a lot of ETF news, regulation news that's pumping XRP up at the same time. So it could just be like a ritual sacrifice of Bitcoin that we see right in front of our eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like it could go something like that. The biggest problem with Bitcoin is that you have no belly button to push. You have no people to go to and say, hey, can you abide by our regulations? You just don't have that. So you have that in Ripple. So you have that company that you can apply these regulations to, and that's what's going to flip it. I mean, Bitcoin, while it is, granted, it's supposed to be free. Break you from the freedom of the government. The government will never let you break free. They will try to regulate you, or they'll destroy you, and that's what's going to happen. I honestly believe that Bitcoin is going to go away eventually. I still believe that.
To piggyback off of that, the selling point for Bitcoin is digital gold, but that's ridiculous, and that's where Judy Sheldon's proposal is such a big deal, because it tells that, hey, stable coins, even though they're digital, they're literally gold, because you could redeem them for the amount that you have, right? And that basically takes the attraction away from Bitcoin and puts it more into stable assets like stable coins and ETFs and stuff like that, where people can earn interest or hedge or whatever, rather than investing in actual Bitcoin itself, right? Because
you're right.
I think that the move from actual Bitcoin itself and the dangers of your seed phrase and all that stuff is going to move away to every people moving to custodial, people having that insurance. Legislation comes out that, hey, you know what, new insurance comes out, new laws come out, they update the FDIC, whatever, that we actually can secure your crypto assets. Because right now, even if we had this conversation, I made this post about Caleb, is that their insurance and how they work is that their insurance is based off the fiat amount, not based off the crypto holdings that you're holding, right? Because there is no insurance for that. So that's what makes a lot of these that's what makes nothing really safe today, is because if something happens, I don't want the value of fiat back. I want my digital assets back because it's worth more than fiat will ever be. But when the government can offer that to banks and say, hey, you know what, banks come in and they start offering that, they custody with, Ripple custody or whatever, it's a wrap, and then that basically speeds up this whole revolution. And even the post that we'd said, or someone said about tangent cards, I think tangent cards is the future, because a bank card right now, you have a debit card, you introduce a tangent, you put a secure chip into a debit card, and now you have the ability to sign transaction with your banking application, right? And then boom, everyone has a crypto wallet, everyone has a debit card. So this transition can happen a lot faster than what people really think. And,
as I sit here and think about this,
shout out to Dennis. Dennis with that 777. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Isn't it the whole point
ahead.
of the banks gathering so much Bitcoin so they can kind of centralize it? If you get all of these entities grabbing it up and centralize it and keeping it in their custody, then they become they have to adhere to the regulations. So in essence, they will make Bitcoin adhere to the legislation, all the regulations.
Can I jump in? There's one thing that I've just noticed that I've been learning and I've been paying attention to, is with the new midnight airdrop, they're going to be using the scavenger hunt the same way that Bitcoin did their Bitcoin mining back in the original days. And so I feel like there's a security feature to Bitcoin that's being overlooked, that it may not be the one like XRP because it's expensive, but I believe it's got something to do with security that's going to be interoperable. I don't think Bitcoin's going anywhere. But I think you're right, though.
I'm changing my mind on that. So,
I think you might be right, Bishop, because I do think they're grabbing it up for a reason. I'm just not 100% sure why.
Right.
Louis, $20 cash out, brother. Appreciate you. And
Louis.
XRP Plumbing.
Plumbing always there.
Bomb. Best plumber in the business. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I want to touch on something that Nerdy was talking about a minute ago.
Real quick,
because he oh, go ahead.
Real quick before I forget, to back up what Bishop was saying about Bitcoin, here's the thing of what people don't really realize about it. It goes back to what you said earlier about utility, right? If an asset has no utility, it just becomes a pet rock. So your people have this thing that, oh, Bitcoin is this and that. But then if you introduce Judy's bill, whatever Bitcoin is being praised at kind of just sucks the life out of it, and now you have something that's regulated and that's legal, that you can't trust, that you do have an insurance on, and takes away all the skepticism that you have with something that you don't have with. You get what I'm saying? And that goes into the utility part, and that's what makes this whole Ripple applying for a FedMaster account such a big deal, because it's taking the Fitzgerald Tether, Bitcoin treasury purchased thing, what OP was talking about earlier, about we're basically stablecoins become the owner of treasuries, where we're basically self-managing our own debt, right? Like it's really crazy if you really think about it. But that structure is not coming into one entity as Ripple, and Ripple has these products, right? What is all regulated, that is like one de facto solution, where it's like Ripple the company, RLUSD, and then XRP to do everything. And then like XRP is deemed not a security, which no other digital asset today in the United States has that level to that extent of clarity, So if you really step back and really look at what's going on, it's like, oh shit, this is a bigger deal than what anyone really thinks.
I agree. I think so.
Bro, what you were talking about before with the seed phrases, people don't realize like how subtle and how nuanced, because like everybody that's been in the crypto community, like having seed phrases is like a normal way, but banks look at that like, what am I going to do? Like custody crypto, and then regulations aside, it's like, what am I going to do? Custody crypto, and then I gotta trust Jeff the bank manager with the seed phrase. You know what I'm saying? There's no telling if he's just gonna like take off with all the money. So like I want to compare it to an analogy of turnkey. Like the banks want something that's turnkey. It's completely secure. It's like back in the day when cars were first invented. You had to get out in front. You had to crank the front of the motor to get it started, and then you can get it started. Like a lot of people are like, you know what? Screw all that. We got horses. Which the horses would just be like the legacy system. We got horses. We don't want you. But then as soon as things were turnkey, you didn't have to go in the front and crank it and create your seed phrase. You could just go inside the cab, crank it up. It's turnkey. You're ready to go. Like that's only when institutions are going to feel comfortable because they're not trying to trust Jeff, the bank manager, with the seed phrase of the entire bank's funds. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as that comes and the banks say, hey, look, we got it all figured out. You're good. And that's what this Swift messaging standard is. The Swift messaging standard is saying, hey, look, this is the step in the direction of, okay, this is a thing. This isn't like, oh shit, you got to piece together everything in your head. This is officially established. So that's the importance of having everything turnkey, like Nerdy was saying.
Another thing to add to your point, OP, but I would this is like a counterpoint to your point, okay? But it's a supporting point to your point. You have to understand that the products and what Ripple is providing is beyond what Swift can provide. So it's not only a competitor, but it's an evolution. Swift itself is a Belgium system. It's a foreign system compared to Ripple being an American in-house solution. Those are two big factors. Now, the biggest factor with Ripple and the products that they offer is that it's messaging, liquidity, and settlement in one instantly compared to Swift just being a messaging platform itself. That's where the biggest sauce about Ripple is.
XRP is going to move money really fast and really cheap. Now, how they're going to do it and how they're going to introduce it, there's going to be a million ways. But it's definitely going to be the one that's interoperable. What that guy Alex just said, it's interoperability is the secret sauce.
I think Ripple would end up becoming a clearinghouse solution. And I think that's why they're going for their FedMaster account. I think Ripple's end game is a lot bigger than what people think.
I think it is too, and I've always said that. Bank money. Remember that song Bagman sing? Bank money. Bank money.
Dirty.
Exactly.
Back up a moment to your numbers about flipping ETH and Bitcoin. Are you considering in those numbers? Are you considering what's in the escrow?
Yeah, that's based off the full amount.
Okay, because a lot of people are not using the escrow; they're only basing it on what's in circulation.
That's because that's the way it's calculated. But usually when we calculate, usually when I calculate, I use the entire supply. And so even looking at the entire supply, I agree with Nerdy. I ran these numbers yesterday, so I'm on point with Nerdy on those numbers.
Do you calculate TBL, Marvin, or do you calculate market cap?
Market cap.
Who's Marvin?
Yeah. Bishop. I'm sorry.
I do total supply. I do not. I
do TBL as well. Yeah. I think that's the way it should be done.
That's the way it should be done.
Market cap be manipulated, in my opinion. I've watched.
Market cap is a kind of a fault. It is a strange, and especially the way it's done in crypto. It's really strange that we use current circulating supply. That allows it to move so greatly. All you gotta do is dump things on the market, and all of a sudden the price is different. And it's very strange. You don't do that in stock market. You don't do it with anything else. It's very strange that we do it that way.
Well, and then we have the AMMs, and what I think with the AMMs is how quickly you can move that fucking chart without buying or selling anything. Just single siding out of a token or or single siding into a token can move that freaking chart so fast without any money being exchanged.
Exactly. It's very strange. And I think all of that's going to change. I really do. As regulations come in, banks and the stock market, anyone else that has to use any of this, they need something stable. And they can't use market cap. It just doesn't work. Because of the reasons we just stated. So you have to stabilize and look at the entire supply.
I have a question for you guys real quick.
Hold on. Let me talk. I've been interrupted multiple times in the last 20 minutes. All right, let me fucking talk. Go back too. Quit,
Go ahead, Buster.
switch it up.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin.
Berserk, talk.
Are you trying to say something, Berserker?
Who's Marvin? Who's Buster?
What
I'm
Berserker
Zerk.
you talking about?
Go
I want
Zerk,
to talk. So this entire chat has been rambling about how BTC's here to stay and shit. One big major thing that's making me think that our old school fucking theses about Bitcoin crashing might come true. Don't get me wrong. I think all boats are going to float, and yeah, sure, BTC will hang around. But why in the fuck are these Genesis wallets selling $9 billion, or not selling, but moving $9 billion worth of BTC if nothing's about to go down? I don't know whether or not they're going to dump it all
About to happen.
or something, but what are they going to do? Why is everybody so hell bent on that? Like, it's crazy. The activity that's happened in the last week has been nuts.
Well,
Okay, that's a perfect
I'm gonna-
segment. I wanted to ask is to OP, Zerker, and everyone else on the panel is like, what do you guys think about Michael Saylor? Because I think Michael Saylor is a black swan event. Because if you really think about the way how his business model is structured, how him literally he's leveraging based off his future evaluation of something that can't really be futurely evaluated, and he's going based off of a max supplier based off of something like that, and the speculation that people are going to keep buying it or keep holding it. That is a fucking rug pull, and that's really fucking dangerous. You combine that with everything that Zerker just said about wallets that are waking up right now, and those wallets can sell and rug pull the price too. And if those wallets sell, Michael is done, right? Because he has a limit how low he can go, and I think it was like $40,000 Bitcoin is the lowest that he can really handle before his shit gets liquidated. So that sounds really fucking dangerous. How do you guys feel about that one?
Oh, I agree.
Well, he's a
100%.
contracted spook. He's a contracted spook. I don't know about you guys coming in, but like he wasn't on the bingo card. He was, but he wasn't so much as like the other fucking clowns, the BTC Maxis, Max Kaiser, and all those fuckers. Saylor was a player, but then now it's almost like they're bringing him to the forefront for the crescendo, like kind of shit. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
Bro, if Tether ends up affecting Bitcoin, and because regulations and it's tied to Tether, and all of a sudden it drops, that's gonna liquidate Saylor's entire position and just cause a gradual fall. And I don't know if that's gonna be one of those black swan events, like, oh, all that money's just gonna have to run to someplace else. Like, that's the whole point of it. Because look, this whole treasury situation with stablecoins is a matter of national security. If they wanted to get everybody to run into all of these stablecoin issuers and all these utility cryptos, the way they would do it is get everybody hyped about it, get everybody hyped about Bitcoin, that's really a meme coin, and then rug pull in a way that's not just gonna liquidate all of these individual holders, but it's going to liquidate these institutional holders and have all that smart money running everywhere else, because they don't give a shit what the retail holders do with their money. They need the smart money to run from Bitcoin into all these other things. And at the time when everybody was talking about Bitcoin, nothing else was popular enough to get everybody into the space. But once everybody's into the space, they're going to have to take that money and move it someplace else, which is either going to be a stable coin issuer, which is going to be backed by treasuries. So that's a net win for the government, or it's going to be utility cryptos, which is a net win for the government too. So I think Bitcoin was just a way to get everybody into the market. Once Tether rug pulls with regulations, it's going to kick Saylor out and have all that smart money moving to all these other places. And really, it's a net win for national security. So I'm not going to say it's a plan, but I can definitely see that happening.
Well, it is a plan. Ripple Fed Master account application. That's the proof in the pudding right there.
Might be working, Berserker. I see your
Well,
lips.
two sauce. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Okay. So there's two sauces about Tether that are factual that are happening. That one company, I forgot the fucking name of it, but they got the green light to sue Tether, right? That just happened. Also, the other thing is the big, beautiful bill has a clause in it to where it somehow, I forgot the exact details, but it somehow allows Tether to be squeezed out because it's not like American or standardized, or doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't follow protocol. So those are two sauces that just happened.
Well, there's
So
another.
it's about to go down. And then also the wallet moves. It's like everything all
That
signed.
14-year-old
It's
wallet
honking like a pig.
This
It's
is what
quacking
I
like a
think
duck.
about This is what I think about the wallets moving. So a lot of people are overlooking this. The midnight airdrop, 20% of that night token is going to be distributed to Bitcoin holders. And so they're trying to I think they're positioning themselves for the fucking airdrop.
No, I don't think so, because night, nobody knows about night. Only we do.
No, there's a lot more.
That's small potatoes.
It's not small potatoes. It's big potatoes.
You think so?
You got big potatoes.
Big potatoes.
No, dead ass though. The majority of Bitcoin holders, they don't fucking their head is so far up their ass, they don't even know what Cardano is. Like, I'm dead ass serious. I disagree, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Maybe some of them do.
It's okay.
I'm not saying it's not going to be a big thing. I'm saying we're talking about this on the biggest, most zoomed out scale ever, where the big boom happens and all these dominoes are starting to collapse. Tether is literally going to get regulated out, which will create this domino effect. But at the end of the day, will all boats float? Will it still survive? Who fucking knows? It may not go to 0. It may go to 10K or let's say it's
what time is that?
100,000.
Hold on, what time is that,
bro?
No, half an hour
what
in.
I'm saying is the utility coins are it. Period.
The company's suing them.
Right. If I can I want to make a quick prediction really fast on Coffee Time. I want to make a quick prediction really fast. So a lot of people think that this this federal license that's going to tap XR, that's going to tap Ripple in with the Fed. A lot of people are thinking, oh man, that's like, what's the difference? Because it's two different licenses. They have one to become a bank, and then they got one to be recognized by the Feds to just literally let the Fed take asset control of XRP or whatever their holdings are. Okay. What I really think is going down is, I think the reason for that federal charter, I forget, Nerdy, what did you call it? It's a federal, I forget what it's called. It's not a federal charter.
The Fed Master.
It's called the Fed Master account. The whole thing behind the Fed Master account goes back into what I was talking about before about no bank wants to let Jeff, the bank manager, hold all the private keys. If they get a Fed Master account, that means that they're going to let the Fed custody their escrow. And then if the Fed custodies their escrow, the Fed is going to be the one divvying it up to all these 11,000 institutions between SWIFT. That way, all these banks aren't going to have to buy either over the counter or behind the scenes. They're not going to have to buy XRP from Ripple. They're not going to have to buy it. It's basically, they're just going to do business with the Fed, which means the banks don't have to have these private keys anymore. The Fed and the central banks will have control over all that. And then it eliminates so many problems of the banks having to create a supply shock and having to do all that. It's basically just going to be the Fed doing what it does best. It's going to be the central banks, because the Federal Reserve is the U.S. central bank. So it's basically going to be, here you go, central bank. Here's all this escrow. You guys are in control of it. You divvy it out, and then it becomes an SDR, basically a basket of just like the U.S. dollar or the yen or any of these other SDRs. So I think that's the whole purpose of the master account is to eliminate the whole private key setup altogether with the banks. They don't have to worry about Jeff, the bank manager, clearing out the vault when everybody's out for lunch, you know? So I think that's what's going down. Before the banks are going to be able to trade, they're going to get this master account, and then they're going to custody a whole bunch of this XRP, and they're just going to divvy it out to the 11,000 institutions on the SWIFT network. I think that's going down.
Brother, I might have to agree to disagree. I don't think the Fed survives, to be honest, because there's a end the Fed bill, and I don't think the Fed survives. I think a lot of the stuff, if you look at the eCash bill, you look at the Stablecoin Act, a lot of this stuff puts issuer under the Treasury, not under Fed, right? Even I don't really think the Fed survives this, and I think that SWIFT. I think we move away from SWIFT altogether. And I think that a lot of what you're talking about, what goes back to custodial, I think a lot of that has to do with ETFs. Yes, we'll have the escrow and stuff, but I think a lot of that stuff has to go with ETFs and ETPs, where institutions will just be buying as much XRP as they can from the exchanges, and then offering as a custodial solution rather than a bank solution, because you have to, like, if you really look at where the money is, there's more money in custody solutions and custodials than there are in banks. Banks don't really hold that much money compared to custodies, compared to them. So yeah, I think a lot of this stuff goes is basically gonna be like government centralized control, where if you wanted to purchase some kind of digital asset or whatever, you're going to be buying it at a leverage. I mean, at an increase over whatever it is, just like you buy, you know, gold and silver today. And there's going to be
but Nerdy, you already know you already know that this end the Fed bill is just a mirage. It's a show. It's the same thing with this whole no CBDC bill. We all know that these stable coins, if they're tapped in with the central banks, a stable coin, even if it's from a private issuer, is still technically a CBDC. It functions all the same.
You're right.
You could still rewind it.
You're 100% correct, but you're also
I
now
still
looking
see
at
the Fed having a.
Look, the relationship that the Federal Reserve has with the government can be replaced with the same private government relationship with Ripple, but Ripple is a new private business replacing the Fed itself, and then you basically have everything, because what Ripple provides is an all-in-one solution, something that, you know, because the Fed is basically just an accountant, technically, it's just a middleman, right? They really don't do too much, and a lot of like the IRS or whatever that's tied to the Fed, that can all be pushed to the Treasury, and the Treasury can handle all of that shit. And with Ripple's products and what they have,
right,
like, you know, we really don't need any kind of foreign system. And I think what Trump's main thing of Make America Great Again is trying to get everything American made, get manufacturing, get America as the head honcho control. And it goes back to what you're saying, which is correct, which is our sovereign debt is our greatest power over the world. You can compare it to our military. Like, we have sovereign debt, which is our main head honcho control, and then we have our military, which backs it. And then we have everything else. So
well, what about this? Tell me if you can see this. Tell me if you can see this, because I agree with you 100% that the Fed acts as like a secretary, pretty much. It acts like, or not a secretary, it acts as like an accountant. But I can see, tell me if you agree with this, I can see the Fed having less skin in the game, because now they don't have to buy up all these treasuries because of stablecoin issuers. I just don't see the Fed actually going away, and it takes this position of an accountant role, because you got to think Ripple is filing to get a charter with the Fed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. Tell me if you could see that the Fed not necessarily going away, but the Fed kind of facilitating these movements.
We just saw US aid get dismantled and gone away. US aid no longer exists. What is stopping RS from being next, and what is stopping the Fed from coming right after? Like, we literally, like, US aid no longer exists. So I think I'm telling you, I'm so bullish on America's future that I think a lot of this shit doesn't exist. And I think that's because our debt is so like okay, this is what happens. It's like, when you're in debt, okay, forget everything. You're a normal person, you're so much in debt. What do? You start selling shit, right? You sell shit to get money to pay off your debt. That's exactly what we're doing. We're cutting fat. We're cutting anything, and we're cutting anything that costs us a lot of money, and we're trying to save as much money as we can while still having a skin in the game and moving the future forward without showing the world that, oh shit, we're really in a bad spot, right? It's about
consolidation.
It's consolidation to the max. And then the answer to, when you're in a liquidity crisis, is returning liquidity back into the liquidity crisis to level everything. And I think that's why the Judy's bill is a big deal. And then you look at Jerome's time of employment is going to come to an end in March in 2026. And when that happens, anyone can fill that seat, which I think Judy's going to fill. And if Judy fills that seat, Judy and Trump both agree that we should go back to a gold-backed standard, and then that just goes right into Basel and their requirements are for liquidity. So, and then
I mean, all right, okay, all right. So I'm agreeing with you.
So when you really look,
I'm agreeing with you here. Yeah. I'm agreeing with you, but tell me.
You should rugged again, bro.
So much for the agreement.
Here it is. The FedWire Fund Service migration is coming soon. Use these resources to make sure your financial institution is ready. Countdown to ISO 222, July 14th.
Boom.
The way I see it, if Trump is trying to free us, and what is he freeing us from? He's the enslavement of the central banks. He is going to remove the central banks. He's going to remove the Fed, which is a central bank, and the Bank of International Settlements, which is the central bank of all central banks. All need to go. We have to eliminate this whole thing. And what is going to come in and take over? It's going to be blockchain technology, and the quantum financial system will end up taking over all of it. The Internal Revenue Service, that's all bullshit. That's the strong arm of the central bank. It's all got to go. He's going to do exactly what Andrew Jackson did when he eliminated the central banks, and Trump is now doing it again. That's my opinion.
To your point, I want to ask you guys if you guys can recognize this psyop, okay? Because the whole anti-CBDC thing, like obviously we don't want central banks to be able to mint money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's supposed to be for the Treasury, and really according to the Constitution, that's supposed to be for Congress. So this whole anti-CBDC thing, instead, we should be saying the U.S. Congress should be minting the stable coins instead of letting Silicon Valley completely dictate. It's basically we're going from one private entity to another. We're going from the Federal Reserve, which is a private entity, the U.S. Central Bank, to letting Silicon Valley mint the U.S. dollars, even though it's backed by treasuries. So I feel like if we went to a stable coin that was minted by Congress, backed by treasuries, and all the other private Silicon Valley stablecoin issuers weren't allowed to issue stablecoins anymore, I feel like that's the way to get back to the original system as the founding fathers meant it to be, instead of just giving it all to Silicon Valley. I mean, tell me if you recognize that psyop. Like, yeah, no more CBDCs, but let's let Silicon Valley have fun with it.
Congress is not going to start up a business of minting anything like that. If anything, they're gonna contract it out to someone. Someone's going to get this contract. That's what's going to happen, and they're going to regulate that contract. So they need someone with the technology. So they're going to pick somebody. The government does this right now with everything. The government does not build airplanes. They contract them out to McDonnell Douglas and everyone else. So that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I can definitely see that. It's kind of like with Visa and MasterCard, but according to the Constitution, how it was written, Congress is supposed to be in control of all that, and they're really not.
Control does not necessarily mean that you handle it. Control means that you regulate it.
Yeah, they just approve or disapprove, and
exactly.
They can remove
it doesn't mean that you're doing actual picks and shovels.
I like big butts, and I can't. No, I'm just kidding. I like OP's opinion.
Yeah,
and because it's idealistic, it's inside of every one of us. Even if you're not from the States, it's about freedom. Like that's what it is. So yeah, idealistically, you're correct, Bishop, for sure. But at the end of the day, bro, they're contracting devils. You're contracting.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, we're not disagreeing with that.
Social credit system, surveillance.
I agree with that.
Devils.
But this is where regulation is such a big factor, because it goes with what OP is saying, you know, but it's much more about like what Congress approves and disapproves. And because XRP is not security and Congress hasn't really like called it back or whatever, which they still can, you know, nothing's really solidified until that point. But if Ripple, you know, for them not to go forward with the case and then just like not go back with the appeal or whatever, and for them to kind of end it here is the safest fucking play that they can ever play, because they got what they needed. And at this point in time, whenever this does go down, I think it's supposed to be sometime soon, right? Next week or the week before, everything's supposed to really conclude. And when that happens, it's, you know, nothing's holding anything back at that point. And we got the big, beautiful bill passed. So now we just have to, I think Stablecoin and Clarity Act and all that stuff was in it. So we'd be good to go. I think all this conversation is coming to an end. I think we're really
big shout out, bro. Yeah. Big shout out to the channel. Big shout out to all you guys for having this space, man. I've been so gassed up about wanting to talk to you guys about this for the last few weeks, but I keep missing the show every single week, bro. So big shout out to you guys for having this, man, for real.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to you, OP. Without you, we'd be talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
We got Luddite on deck too.
What's up, Luddite? For people who are watching on X and on YouTube and stuff, share the stream. Tell people to join. We're talking about real stuff, real people. We actually know each other, real folks. Real conversation.
We're maxed out today, bro. I'm having a kick. I'm having a kick, fools. Like Gary's in the back.
Shout out to
Chenzo was in the back for a minute. Luddite's on. What?
Come on in.
374 watching.
Anyone?
XR Papa, he did 2 777s, so we got him for 14. Super cash app.
I'll bounce out.
Anyone is welcome to join.
Nope, you don't have to bounce. We could just drop someone down.
Bishop, we love you.
you're good. But
Papa,
if you want
before
it,
you
you
bounce,
can.
I got a question. Hey,
Cool. If you
did
need
I,
me, bounce me. That's cool.
did I see that you got an
Don't
X?
bounce. You're good.
Did you get an X account, Papa? I didn't want to talk to you.
Muted.
Papa.
Papa's muted.
Papa, are you on Twitter?
I thought I saw you said you got a new X account now.
He's trying to figure out his audio.
And-
One moment,
Hey,
please.
shout out to the 101 people watching on X. I appreciate you. Oh my
Thanks,
nerdy
Gary
and-
said, "Hey, don't be
I love
kicking
you.
Bishop."
Thanks, Gary.
I'm not kicking
Thanks,
Bishop. Now
Gary.
you're on, Gary. It's just people shuffle through. You know what I mean? Chenzo, you want to chime in, bro?
Oh, you about to get
Yeah, a few things about Tether. The company you mentioned suing them is Celsius for like 4 billion or something. But I heard last or 2 weeks ago that Tether is gonna create a US compliant USDT, and then they're gonna keep.
Oh,
they're gonna
damn.
keep
Okay, so
their
they are going to come into compliance.
Fuck yeah, they
for
are.
yeah
man.
that they're gonna
Yeah.
create
That
means
another
they-
USDT just for the US market.
Of course they are. They want to survive
Okay,
just like
but
everyone
because their
else.
other shit is corrupt as fuck, and there's no reserves, and there's no.
But they already
That's
failed
what
New York.
We grew up on that, on a fucked up, corrupt Tether. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but they already
So-
failed New York. Everyone in Congress talks about Tether with relations to the jihad and all their fucking terrorist stuff and scams. So Tether has this, like, its reputation is already down the drain. No one wants
I
it.
agree with you, Nerdy. What they're going to do is just like any other company. They will try to come into compliance, but they've already screwed the pooch. So someone else, Ripple or someone else, is going to come in and sweep in. American-based company will come in and take over.
A
Period.
U.S. solution will always win, right? I mean,
Yep,
that's the way we
always,
do it.
because we
if
got to
Codius
make the
comes back,
regulations.
bro, if Codius comes back, like Ether, Tether, Bitcoin, it's all, yeah.
It's a wrap. It's a fucking, it's game over,
Ooh.
bro.
It's a fucking wrap. RLUSD, Codius, Ripple, period. You know what I mean?
I mean, you taking Tether that was resisting, and all of a sudden now, hey, we're gonna play nicely now. That nobody wants to, no regular person wants to be bothered with a company
Bro.
like that.
If it's all fucking planned out, you'd think they would have got their shit together before. I think screwing the pooch was in the script. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's everything's planned out, bro. This is Skynet 2.0.
maybe so.
It's just
maybe
fucking
so.
Sam Altman, and Larry Ellison or whatever of Oracle, fucking probing our buttholes at night through our Wi-Fi signals. That's what this is. What will be
Did
ready?
dumbass figure it out? Did dumbass figure it out finally?
That's right.
Dumbass? Which one?
Me.
Not much, certainly not you.
Yeah, you got it,
Yeah,
Papa.
come on,
You're good.
Papa. You did, bro.
God.
You're on board. Welcome
Jesus.
aboard. Captain on deck.
Hi,
Attention.
Stephanie.
Hey,
What were your questions?
I saw that you wrote earlier that you got an X account now. Are you on Twitter now? Is that new to
Yeah,
you?
but I'm not verified though. But I'm on.
You don't have to be verified. I'm
You
only
gotta be
verified on one of my
verified,
accounts. But
I'm not verified. Fuck them.
Hey, drop her thing in the chat, Papa,
Yeah.
or we'll look it up and we'll everyone's gonna follow you right now.
yeah, man, because I want you to be following us because Nerdy and we do a lot of spaces, Luddites in spaces. Buster used to be, but he hasn't been around that much. He's got a life now. But
Is it at XRP Papa? Is that what it is?
Steph, I've been trying to get more
Yeah,
active.
you have been
It's
doing
on X. It's XRP Papa T.
Find it for us, Nerdy, if you don't mind, and then drop it because we can all. And when you see all of us start following you, what you want to do is you want to follow us back, and then you want to turn the notifications on because the spaces are a lot of fun. You can either listen or jump up on the stage and talk. And I mean, Nerdy and I've been killing the spaces lately. Some of them are funny.
If I follow you, you won't leave me off a cliff, will you?
Dude. Sometimes
No, everybody's about to follow you.
sometimes
Everybody's about to follow
that I
you,
jump
son.
in may not be your cup of tea, and you don't have to stick
Let me
around.
follow his ass. What is it?
There you go.
XRP?
Yep.
XRP Pat.
Papa T. XR Papa T.
All right, I'm following.
No.
Hey,
Everybody
Papa.
follow XR Papa T. Do it now.
Papa, I gotta warn you about the Ooga spaces. It gets real bananas in there.
You never know what the
The
fuck.
jungle is real. It gets real bananas in there.
I like bananas.
Put Luddite in the back. Luddite, don't go anywhere. Just chill.
Well-
I'll cycle you guys through.
The thing about Uga is you never know what the fuck's gonna come out of his mouth. It could be esoteric, deep state shit, or next thing you know, he's farting in Charles Hoskinson's face. You just never know.
That's funny. hey, Zerk, you can bounce me. I'm a bounce.
Hey, if you guys are into futures trading, I don't know how many of you guys do futures trading, but I started a little YouTube channel doing live streams because I'm starting to get into futures. So if you guys are down to do some futures trading, I'm trying to get a little community going just as a way to be able to make some money off the money in the meantime before everything moons. So it's PNL Live, like Profit and Loss Live. PNL Live on YouTube if you guys want to tap in with me.
Nice.
All right, I'm out. You can let somebody else in. Buster, I'm going to prep
Finish
some
up.
food with my rubber
Have a great
dub.
day. It's been a pleasure.
Hell yeah, bro.
I got my rubber dub. I'm ready to make some food right now.
Let's
Everybody
do a
buy some
giveaway,
rubber
man.
dub.
Have a good day, Bishop.
All
I
right,
think it's
peace.
time for a commercial.
It's
Yeah,
a treat.
Commercial. Yeah,
Always
peace.
a treat
Bishop.
when you come in, bro.
Oh, loving this commercial.
Later, peace.
Coin was gonna join. I was hoping he would join before you did the commercial.
Hey, Coin, I love you, bro.
Is he here?
Me and Coin, we have a bromance.
I know everybody has a bromance with Coin once they get to
I saw his message earlier in the show.
You should see the
Do you
girls.
have the commercial, brother?
The
We'll run
girls
it.
lose their shit over
I can't find it.
We
I
gotta
don't know
go
what it
over to
is.
the. No, we gotta go to the right one, dude. It's fucking right here, bro.
Yeah,
It's
run it.
Behold,
hold on.
the ancient Uncle Buster's Rub-a-Dub.
One rub awakens the hunger, but two, elemental chaos.
Is that coffee on meat?
It's called Rub-a-Dub, baby.
Hand-blended coffee-based seasoning made for meat, forged in Hodler fire. Upgrade your flavor game. Uncle Buster's Rub-a-Dub, the official rub of legends.
Damn, Buster looking
Boom. Look at this. That's a real product. I got the product in my hand. That's a real product. And you can legitly order this. We're going to drop the link in the chat, but you can legit order this. We have a legit website where you can try this and put some on your meat. Your meat deserves this.
Your meat
Get some.
deserves it.
2 for $20.
Yeah, it's like crack, man. Yeah, I got my freebie, and now it's like we're waiting to order some more. We got everybody ordering it.
Tyron's curious about Zbeck. I don't think so. There's some big dicks on that shit. ADP's all
crashing
behind
big
it.
time.
Shit. Nah. I don't mean shit right now. We're still in the Wild West.
So, Papa, I might scare you a little bit on Twitter. I have 2 accounts. One's automated and one's not, but they're both me. Some people are like, oh my God, there's 2 on ghosts. One's automated. It's a bot, but they are both me. It's because I've been hacked. They've banned me a few times. It's my way of not, they can't keep me quiet.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Hey, with Zebek, let me speak on Zebek really fast. So like the I forget her name, Lou from the Solana Foundation. I guess she's no longer featured on the Zebek website. But one thing that everybody, I don't know if you guys are going to want to be bullish about it. None of this financial advice, but Ondo announced an official partnership with Zebek on their official Twitter page, and that still stands. So there still is an official Ondo partnership, as well as Zebek was featured on Forbes right next to Stellar and Ripple as far as solving cross-border payments. So there's 2 things there. I mean, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. They don't have an escrow, but the top holders hold 60% of it. But I just think you're not seeing complete rug pull. You're seeing a huge backtrack slowly. I think people are just getting kicked out of their position slowly but surely. Their stop losses is getting hit. But as far as, whether it's, a reason to jump ship, I mean, do your own research. None of it's financial advice, but that's kind of like the drama unfolding in the Twitter sphere. I guess there was a guy that came out, met with some top leaders, a huge guy in like the crypto space on Twitter. And he was like, look, I'm not really feeling this leader. You can't find anything really about him. And all the other top executives, you can't see their last names, which there are a lot of advisors. You can see the last names, but as far as like the developers go, it's kind of, there's not a whole lot of information. Is that a reason to jump ship? I mean, there's an Ondo partnership and they're featured on Forbes. So I don't know.
Okay.
Shout out to Ondo.
So thanks for explaining the FUD. Yeah, thanks for explaining the FUD, OP. Appreciate that.
We love you.
So
OP.
Chenzo,
Yeah.
is that what they were talking about? Is that verified? Is that what the
Sorry,
FUD
what
is,
about-
or is it bigger than that?
Oh, I
The
mean,
Z-Back FUD.
I was just looking at the chart yesterday and this morning and just saw it crash, and a few people are commenting on it. So I didn't get into ZBAC, so that's don't have any comments
okay.
on it really.
Okay, so some of the partnerships still stand, and it's still got some future. But that's the thing, dude. I look at ZBAC as like a small potato compared to these native assets. You know what I mean? We got a hashtag rub-a-dub for your chance to get some rub-a-dub from Uncle Buster. Let's go. Get your entries in. Put it in the chat. Let's go.
Rub-a-dub.
We got 11 entries. Get in the rub-a-dub. Big A in the middle.
Yeah, I think the bottom on Zebek, right? I think the bottom on Zebek is probably, I mean, not financial advice, but I think it's going to be, no, I think it's going to be like 0.001718, just underneath a fifth of a penny, just underneath a fifth of a penny. I think it's going to bottom out. And then I'm thinking there's probably going to be a spike because they have a Twitter space coming up on the 9th. And that's going to be right after Garlinghouse goes in front of the Senate committee hearing. So I think there's going to be some news coming on the 9th on their Twitter space. It's probably going to pump it a little bit, especially because you got to have the top advisors right now looking at the price like, fuck, we just did a 7X and completely fumbled the fucking ball. So they're going to come out with something, but I think the bottom's going to be 0.001718. Twitter space going to happen. We'll probably end up getting just underneath the all-time high, the previous all-time high, probably like 0.0028 back up, and then just kind of hover around a quarter of a penny somewhere until the bull run. Because right now it's kind of the accumulation phase. I mean, that's kind of why everything else kind of popped right after the election. It's just the accumulation phase for the bull run. Everybody's picking their winners and losers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It went 7X on nothing but hype. You know what I'm saying? Off of just rumors of a Ripple partnership. So I'm not surprised that it's coming down. I would have figured it would have came down faster. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming down, bro. It's coming down for sure.
Well, it went down to 0 for me.
Uphold took his shit.
Oh yeah.
I just don't know if I buy that people, a price has to be a certain. I think anyone in the know, if Zebek's going to be a player in any way, they've been known about Zebek because it was just 0007 fucking a couple months ago. You know what I'm saying? So why, if these people are in the know, how in the fuck are they just hearing about it? And Zebek has to be like in a certain range.
Real quick.
I don't know if,
Options are not rent.
First about it, and I bought it at 001, and I wrote it up and I dumped it at 007, and I converted all of that to XRP, Quant, and what the hell else did I get to it? And so I'm completely out of it. And as soon as it goes back down, I'm going to just jump in some more. If I guess the whole thing with Zebek is they're going to try to tokenize payrolls, which is approximately 10 trillion a year. If they can accomplish that, could end up doing a lot more. And if it's as cheap as 0.001 to 002, I don't know.
And right now it's what 00. It's 002. What is it right now?
Right 3.3,
now,
I think.
Oh yeah, right now it's at
0024. I mean that's.
Well, that's based on Ledger. It depends on who you're looking at as to what it is. Speaking of Ledger, it's actually, we talked about this last week about the Ledger Nano. And the Ledger Nano S Plus was not we didn't talk about that. What they eliminated or decided not to support was the Ledger Nano S. It's the Ledger Nano S Plus. They're still selling it. So that's not part of what they're not supporting anymore. Which I didn't know that. I just figured that.
Let's see how many people we got. We got 29 entries. Let's get one more and we're going to run this and get out of here.
Hey-o. Let's fucking go. Rub-a-dub. What's up, chat? We appreciate you being in. We got 400. This is like world, I don't know, world record, but we're almost there. Like we're hitting records because that's the telltale. Like when we got like 400 people watching, like aggregately, that tells us that people are bullish. Welcome to Coffee.
Now we
Time.
had
Goblins.
Did
Kill
we-
me, bro.
did we-
Zebek is 005 on Uphold. That's like highway robbery, bro. Like my shit says it's half that.
Yep.
But hey, if they could sell it, man.
Did we even get to hear
We're
from
talking ups and downs of this little shit with the 00, 000s. Dude, this motherfucker is gonna have some shit going on in the system. It's just, it'll do like some payroll shit, and it'll be big.
My thing is,
Dude,
Zebek
if
does get some.
ADP's behind it, bro, if ADP's behind it, that's enough for me. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
but multiple cryptos are doing shit like that. Fucking Nvidia is all up in HBAR and all the other governmental shit it's doing. Like dude, all boats are gonna float, bro. But whether or not Bitcoin does, I don't know. So I'm starting to rethink that. But at the end of the day, even if it does survive, it might just be very well right sized. It might be 10K a coin versus 100K, or if it's allowed to stay 100K. Let's say it dips, we have one big crash before we go. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there is no crash. Somebody on Twitter was talking about there might even not need to be a crash because the new system just absorbs everything. Just a overnight boom.
So if anybody's
We got
got a
moon time, man.
I've been having a lot of trouble with Uphold support. These guys want to throw everything back on the bank, and they don't want to take care of anything, and they keep pointing fingers, and they won't take care of the problems that I'm having. So I'm one day away. If they don't solve this problem for me tomorrow, because I'm unable to buy after 4.5 years, I'm not able to do a purchase on them, and it's actually their responsibility. So if I move off of Uphold, would the best place for me to go be Caleb and Brown? Any comments?
Kraken's my favorite.
Well, it's really a flavor thing. It all depends on what you like as far as customer service and easeability. It seems like Uphold's like targeting you old farts. That's crazy.
They sure are.
Papa and now you, Glenn. Like, what the hell's going on? Because like
Well-
I've had some fuckery with Coinbase, and that's my bane.
I
Is
have too.
Coinbase. I don't even use Coinbase, but like Uphold's been flawless for
The
me.
fact that
There's
you
been a
can talk
couple
to
of weird
someone-
fuck ups.
It has been. And
Sorry,
what happened was I had to change debit cards because it got lost. And now I put the debit card on. They're trying to tell me, well, the bank address or your name doesn't match and all of this. And I finally, collectively today, got all the information together from the bank to prove that this whole problem is on Uphold's end. And I actually think it goes back to Visa, because Visa, they don't want us doing what we're doing and buying crypto. This is not advantageous to them. And so, but they keep telling me, no, it's your bank. The bank keeps saying it's them. Today, I finally proved to myself exactly what's going on, and it's not the Bank of America. It is Uphold, and I've got it proved, and I sent it to them today. And now this is the last time I'm going to go through. I've been dealing with this for a whole week now. I haven't been able to make any purchases. I've been trying to buy Velo. I've been trying to buy Flare. I've been trying to buy CBEC, and I can't get anywhere with them. And now I'm at that point where, okay, you guys either get off your ass and do what you're supposed to do in support, and that is support me, or if you don't want to support me, that's fine. Then I'm just gone from your platform. I'll go somewhere else. And my thinking right now, and I really have been very satisfied with Uphold up for this last 4.5 years, but if
You and me both.
I'm gone.
Dude, all I do is buy XRP,
Right.
move it off exchanges, and buy in self custody. Anything I want.
You guys ready to run
Amen.
it?
So based on that, all you guys got to do is find somewhere where you could buy XRP and then cold storage it. So you might even consider going to Coinbase because it still works in the U.S.
And you can
So,
actually
without further ado, without further ado, we got RippleNet memos blasting in the background. We're about to run this rub-a-dub fucking Let's go.
The winner needs to hit me up on X and drop your address. Let's fucking run it. 3, 2.
Let's go.
Oh, Silver Days.
Out. Into his out. Congrats, Silver.
Silver Days. Congratulations, bro. It's about time he won something. It's our top fan right there, bro. Top fan. Shout out and congratulations. You got some rub-a-dub coming your way, Silver Days. We love you. Steph, you got the floor. Go ahead.
I forgot. No,
We got Coin on stage.
oh, hey, Coin and Ludite. Neither one of them got to say hello. I love seeing my Ooga fam up here.
Saludai.
Ludite.
So you forgot.
How y'all?
Hello.
Good.
Dude, now rub-a-dub, we went through 2 bottles of that stuff in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Nice. Hey, everyone likes it. Everyone who tries it, they really like it. That's good.
Yeah, man. Boy, loves
it's
it.
crack, bro. I could give you one for free.
I'll hit up the store.
Hey, stay tuned, everyone. We're gonna work on Trustpilot or something. We'll work on some kind of review, and we'll really appreciate you guys if you guys can drop a review on the Rub. That'd be really good for the product.
Hey, Nerdy. Are you going to finish those NFTs this week and launch them? Are we going to?
Shut up, Steph. I'm working on it. Leave me alone. I'm working on too many things at once, okay?
You know, you got a team.
Yes.
Join the Ooga Discord, Nerdy, and we will help you with this.
Okay, I'll join it.
Hey, Miyamoto.
You don't have to do, even if they did like pictures, like take a picture of your meat, you know, after you try it and like it. Take a picture of your meat, drop it on my X.
Sure you want a picture of my meat?
I just joined today because I heard there was some meat robbing, so you know.
Straight up Coin. What up, pimp?
Buster
What up?
meat pics and shit.
Meat pics.
Hey, Duel, drop a meat pic. Duel, drop a meat pic for me,
Hey,
dude.
dude,
He
drop
don't
a
give
meat
a
pic.
fuck.
We need meat pics.
Buster, I'd have to get out the microscope first.
No, we'll create a Google one too. We'll create Google and Trustpilot and all this stuff, and we'll really appreciate you guys do that because it helps the brand and the product.
Hey,
We got Glenn back on deck.
XR
Glenn, comments for you about your exchange issues. What I'd suggest is to do what I did when I first got into crypto. I opened accounts on like in 20 different exchanges, as many exchanges as possible, kind of thing. And with Uphold, you can you mentioned a debit, but you can just connect your bank account and do an ACH transfer. Same with Kraken. And if you're really running into trouble, you can do, it's a little more complicated, but you can do this P2P like on Bybit. I think maybe also on BitTrue, I can't remember, but you can Zelle like $1,000 and this kind of I don't want to call it an escrow, but I'll use that word, a kind of mini escrow, where the seller, you're sending your money via Zelle or Wise or other payment methods, and then you get your token, you get your coins, USDC or USDT, or perhaps you can buy ZRKs or tokens directly that way. But I think it's usually stables. But yeah, I would go ahead and open accounts on various exchanges, Kraken, BitTrue, Bybit, and so on. And then for Uphold, just try to connect your bank account. If you said your BOA, I used to use Uphold with my BOA account until they kicked me out because I'm not American. So I think that was last year or a year and a half, 2 years ago. Yeah, I would do that. Open on many different exchanges.
I totally agree.
I don't buy much off the exchanges other than like ZBEC and stuff. My XLM and my XRP, I buy directly off of Ledger and I bypass them. You know, it's still coming through an exchange, Topper, or some of the other ones, but I'm not going through Uphold or anything for my ZBEC.
Yeah, but I think you're paying higher fees when you're using a credit card, like on Topper of those things. You're paying a pretty decent percentage fees. That's why I don't do that.
Well, you can't use a credit card anyway. You can only use a debit card, even though they say you can leak first of all, if you try to link a credit card, Visa or MasterCard is automatically going to decline it. They're not going to allow you to use a credit card to buy crypto. I've learned this. I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and it doesn't work. I have a debit card, and I fought the B of A for 1.5 years. Every time I wanted to make a transaction, I had to go to the fraud department, have them on the line when I tried to make the transaction, and then they would allow it to go through. After about 1.5 years of doing this crap, they finally gave up, and the B of A has allowed my transactions on my debit card to go through for the last 2.5, I don't know how many years it's been. The only problem I had was recently I had a defective debit card and I had to get a new one, which got lost. And then I had to get another one. And so the number changed. When I finally linked the credit card back to Uphold, I can't get anything to happen on Uphold. They keep saying the bank is the problem. The bank says that Uphold is the problem. And finally, after a week of, if I showed you the string of crap that I went through with basically Uphold, they should be ashamed of themselves with their support.
Lack of support.
They don't, there is no support.
Glenn, I have a question.
So now finally with the B of A today, this morning, I finally got it figured out, and I've got all the information that proves that the B of A has been taking the transaction, and then when they accept the presentation and they accept the transaction, Uphold turns around and rejects it. And so now I've got it all. I've got it documented. I've got screenshots of everything, and I put it all into Uphold today. And they're either going to do something or they can take a hike. I think if Simon knew what his support team was doing, he would scream. And at this point, I'm just thinking I need to just move off of Uphold, and I'm thinking of going to Caleb and Brown, where I actually have somebody I can talk to. That's just my thought. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. My problem is I don't have a lot of money. I can't be I can't be wiring money and spending all that. I'm on Social Security, and I don't have much, so I spend whatever I can. I don't even buy anything anymore except XRP, XLM, XPH, Bar, Flare, Velo. I'm like, doesn't matter anymore.
Glenn, I think you should go with Caleb. I think it'd be the best thing for you for a peace of mind. I would highly advise you take that route, and I think you should take I think you should call Caleb, talk to him about your situation, how you're trying to you're just having a headache with this whole crypto stuff, and you really want their services. And I think their services would be the best solution for you, to be honest.
If you just sign up, they're gonna call you within like 24 hours. Just sign up.
I think they're just
as far as using any exchange, the first answer was right. Get as many. They're fucking exchanges.
Yeah, man, I do Coinbase.
You get as many as you can, and it doesn't fucking matter. But yeah, like I've been under review on Coinbase for like 3 years, bro. I've re-verified hella times. They won't release me on Coinbase, and I was like that on Uphold,
using it,
and it took a while. So And the XR people like Uphold.
Remember the good old days?
I was big on Uphold.
Remember the good old days?
We had
KuCoin, we had Binance, we had BitTrue, we had all these flavors.
I don't have any of those.
Now it's yeah.
Someone asked if we're all with Caleb and Brown. No, I'm not. We're not at all.
I am. I mean, I have it.
Buster is, but I'm not. And the way how I feel about it is that if you're in a level of you're educated enough or you're literate enough to manage your own thing and deal with all this stuff yourself, I think that's the best option. But I think for other people who are fed up with this shit and they just want to take advantage of the whole thing, I think Caleb and Brown is the best solution for them, to be honest. But I also advise that anyone who does custody with Caleb Brown and does something has a little bag on a cold wallet that they have in their possession at all times, just in case if shit hits the fan. At least you still have some. I think that hybrid approach is the best thing to do.
I have is all in cold storage on a Ledger Nano S, and I never even put it on the computer. I've got my XRP, my XLM, it's all there. I don't touch it. What I have on a hold is just what I've been left on the exchange. I can't get my H-bar there, and I can't get my XDC, so I'm probably going to buy a Descent wallet at some point to move that off of it. I only want to keep enough on there, and my goal is, we talk about, $10, $20. None of that does anything for me. My goal is, I want to see $1,000 XRP. Then I'm willing to sell 100 of them, and that's it. I'm gonna.
Don't we all? Yeah, but I still think you should use
So
their
then
services.
don't worry about it.
Because
keep it on your cold storage and don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah, but he has some on his cold
You're
storage,
waiting.
but he does some have on, but he has some on exchanges. And I think for the ones that you do have on exchanges, I think you should move the one you have on exchanges to Caleb and help you migrate those assets. And then whenever you do want to trade, use Caleb for trading, and whatever you have on your cold storage, just keep it there. Don't even touch it. But this way allows you with the best approach of both worlds, is that you're able to call someone, talk to someone, have a human interaction with someone to tell you, hey, you know what, right now is a good time to buy. Right now it's not a good time to buy. We can make your order happen or whatever, and you have an ease of mind rather than dealing with Uphold altogether. I think that's why, in that manner, I believe Caleb and Brown is a really good solution, because they did that. What you just said, you have someone to talk to, and they understand what you're trying to do, and they just get it done rather than you having a headache of dealing with the shit that you're dealing with right now.
Thank you.
And here's the thing about Caleb and Brown and this show in general. The only things we hustle is that Cash App in the corner, fucking Buster's Rub-a-Dub, and the Descent wallet links. We're not connected to any other companies. So as far as I'm concerned, Caleb and Brown, they can fuck themselves. Unless I'm in your position.
100%. 100%.
So I don't give a shit. Yeah.
But at the same time, if you really
weird,
but I'm not talking smack about you, Nerdy. I think you're right, where you're
100%.
Suggesting something a little bit more customer service friendly.
100%. I love you,
Caleb and Brown. Yeah, Caleb and Brown. I think I second that. But I don't have Caleb and Brown.
I don't either, and I probably never will, to be honest with you.
But that's the thing. Like you two jumpity old farts. I know you'd probably whoop my ass in real life because you guys got that real man strength from like World War II. You two fucks, Papa and Glenn. I love you guys to death. But at the end of the day, stop getting all squirrely and wiggly. Stop moving your shit around. Just leave it. Yeah. Wait till the dust settles. I guarantee you, your local credit union will take your damn crypto, and you guys will be safe when it starts cracking off.
Exactly.
What happens
Especially
if you buy?
If you're not selling for a long time.
What happens if you buy?
If you're not selling for a long time. If you're waiting out, Glenn, if you're waiting out for $100 XRP, just chill.
No,
I mean, I'm half expecting Uphold to go tits up. I'm at because I'm hearing all these horror stories. But at the end of the day, I don't think they are.
I want $1,000 XRP, or I'm not doing anything. And so,
right. But that being said, Glenn, it will take a little bit, and then by the time we're hitting $1,000 XRP, McDonald's is going to be a bank. Like I'm telling you, it's going to be way easier. One button, trusted. You're going to be able to go to your local credit union or B of A or Chase or whatever, and you're going to be able to like literally do a sharding thing, much like Ledger, where you shard your keys. You have 1/3 of the keys where they can't outright screw you, and then you'll go ahead and transfer that whatever amount you're going to cut off, and you're going to sell it. You're going to transfer it over to them, and then you'll be able to like custody with them and work with them, much like we're dealing with Uphold right now. Problem is, we're in the wild, wild west, but it's going to change literally overnight because it'll be all legitimized.
Yeah, well, my problem
that's what I think.
Is that Uphold won't allow me to buy. Now I can't purchase. I'm not interested in selling anything. I'm only interested in buying. I'm a buyer, not a seller. I'm a hodler, and all I want to do is keep buying. I'm going to buy until I die, until this thing goes. If I don't, you know what? If I don't, how do I want to say this? If I don't end up, it'll all go to my kids, my daughter, my granddaughters, and I don't care. I don't need the money. I'm not into money. That's not where I'm at. I've got a long history. I've been in business all my life. I've had many arrows stuck in my back. And I'm at that point now where, yeah, I'd like to live differently. I want to go back to the U.S. I don't want to be in Panama any longer. If you've seen me, I'm in Panama. And I'm done with this. But financially, I can't get out of here, and I'm not willing to spend. If I could spend the money to get out of here, I would. But every time I think about it, nah, I'm going to buy more XRP, more XLM, more XCP, more bar, more Flare, more what. Forget that shit. So I'm a buy, and I'm just buying. And that's all I care about. And every last dime I got, I'm going to spend, and I'm going to ride this mother out. I'm 74.
Let's turn this mother out
this year, and I'm addicted. I'm a cryptoaholic, okay? And so that's just the way it is. And
you're a crypto crackhead. Face it.
Got it.
All right. So direct orders from Berserker. Your homework is now to get a Coinbase account, a Caleb and Brown, and what's another one where you can buy Zerbs right now?
Kraken.
You get Coinbase.
Kraken. So Kraken, Coinbase, and Caleb and Brown. Sign up for all three of those.
Crypto.com. I'm going to shield the fuck out of
Crypto.com.
Yeah.
Crypto.com, Kraken, Coinbase, and Caleb and Brown. That's your homework assignment, Glenn. That means by next coffee time, I expect you to have several of those, if not all of them.
And when you do that, get their debit.
That's your homework.
Debit card. I use their debit card as my off ramp, man. I buy my groceries with my Crypto.com card and my Coinbase card, and I get rewards in like XLM. I mean, and I only move what money I want to spend onto that card. I go to the store and I get rewards for it. It is my off ramp. There's no work. I don't have to move it to my bank. I've got the debit cards. So when you sign up for Coinbase and Crypto.com, you got your off ramp. Get the debit card.
Yo, be careful with that. I got electrocuted with that Crypto.com metal card at an ATM in Thailand. It's a metal card. I fucking put it in, and then I took it out. I got a shock. So then after
Bitcoin,
I don't use it
metal
anymore.
Card.
But
I don't have the metal. I don't have the metal. I only have the metal for Revolut. I'm not that whalish.
Yeah, but for real, Glenn, you sit down, give yourself about an hour. It'll take about an hour to do like maybe each one at slow and just kind of go through the process, and then do the KYC process, which take a picture of your ID, take a picture of yourself, and all that stuff. Whatever it requires you to do, sit down and do it. I would say tops at a normal person's speed would be like 2 hours, 3 hours to go ahead and do all of it. It will take probably 4 to 6 to 7 business days to get approved through their 3 days, 2 days. Yeah, I know.
And Glenn, one more
It'll
thing
take
about
5 to 7 days. Sorry,
be
go
like
ahead.
nerdy. Be like nerdy and get a Crypto.com card and link it to your Apple Pay.
Yep, that's what I do.
And just use your Apple Pay for everything.
And another thing, Glenn, with
You guys are way too advanced for these guys. They just got to get on exchanges. They got to get KYC on exchanges with their banks attached. That's it.
So
that's all. Fuck a card. Don't even worry about a card.
How does the IRS or like the system will know if you're buying crypto on a casino with your card that it's no KYC, and then exchanging to a stable coin and then to XRP and then sending it back to your old storage? There's no way for if you're using a prepaid card, right?
Yeah, some of them are funny about prepaid cards.
No, I'm not using a prepaid card. I'm using a.
No, he's
I
suggesting.
want to confuse you, Glenn. I don't want to confuse you. This is some Degens style buying, but I'm asking nerdy like, how can you be like pinned if, for example, you have your card, you buy a credit card, prepaid one, you fund it, then you buy off a casino that is no KYC online casino, and then you swap it for XRP and you send it back to your non-custodial wallet.
You can do that. Nothing's stopping you. Yeah.
And Glenn, one last thing about.
I think they're going to end up flagging addresses though, like when they really want to crack down on the tracking. Like, they already know. They already know your cold storage versus your fucking Zaman wallet. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what.
What are you asking? Are you asking if that's possible, or are you asking is that what
I do it? No, I'm asking how can they track you if you do that? If I'm doing it.
Oh, they're gonna link digital ID to your wallet address, and then they're already working on that. Where anyone who interacts with the crypto address and the address that you interact with online, you're gonna have to be KYC'd and verified.
Yeah,
So
and I ain't worried
they're
about
gonna
the
pass some legislation for that.
We're on a free roll for now.
Yeah, we're in the Wild West for now, so you can do whatever the
As
fuck you
soon
want
as
right
they
now.
want to
But
tax my
once they
crypto,
introduce
I'm
that,
gonna
it's a wrap.
fucking write off my losses, and I'm gonna hand them their ass.
What's that? Say it again, Queen. Say it again, Queen.
As soon as they try taxing my crypto, I'm going to start writing off all my losses, and they're going to be scared to fucking death to fuck with me and my crypto.
Don't fuck with Island Ghost.
I don't know. There's some talk going around where capital gains and property taxes are going away. So who knows?
Yo, Glenn, one last thing about the Uphold. I don't know if you're using. I just logged in on my desktop, and you log in, you go to the bottom left, more, then you click linked accounts, and then you only have to put in your bank account number and your routing number. You only need to use a debit card or a credit card, and then after that you do ACH transfers, and it's instant. You have to wait 7 days before you can withdraw, and that's how I was using it. So more linked account, and you link your BOA account with routing number and account number. That's it.
My B of A account is already linked, and I've always had my debit card linked. And for 4.5 years, I've not had a problem until I linked my debit card. And when I got a new one, it had a different number on the end of it, which meant I had to de-link my original card and relink it, and now this is where the problem all started.
But my point is, you don't need to put a debit card. Just link your bank account, and that's it.
My bank.
They may be fucking him. They may have like wiped everything from his shit. Because I've had to do similar stuff.
Have you tried ACH though, Glenn? Have you tried ACH?
Well, I looked at the ACH. Now I know this sounds kind of stupid, but it's a matter of principle. They're saying if I use ACH, they're going to charge me like 80 cents or something like that. And I'm saying, F you. I don't need that. You know, you're not going to be charging me that. Just use my debit card. That's what I've always been using. So I looked at ACH. Went online. I read about it. I looked at it. And the part that pisses me off is that I've been doing this for 4.5 years. And now they're telling me to use another method. That's irritating. So, you think the ACH makes any sense?
Yeah, that's what I've been using for years, and it's free, both on Kraken and when I was using it on Uphold. There's no you put in $1,000 and you'll get $1,000 in your Uphold or Kraken account. There's no minus 80 cents.
So for some reason, it's probably a location thing, Chenzo. It's probably that the fact that he's in Panama. There is for some reason Uphold's maybe triggering some sort of fee or some shit.
Well, there could be
probably what he's coming across. My issue is that they gave me a bigger cooling off period. So if I buy $1,000 worth of ZERPs on Uphold with my ACH, the cooling off period is like 30 fucking days or something like that. So I've had Uphold fuck around with me like that. But yeah, I've had cooling off periods from a week to a month.
I buy $100, I buy $30, I buy $50, I buy. If I'm lucky, I might be able to buy $200, but that's about as far as I can go. And I only do it once a month when I get paid in Social Security. So I'm not dumping that kind of money into it.
Right. So but even so, it should still be the same. Chenzo is correct. It should work with your bank, but whether or not it's charging you, that's kind of weird. What's trippy is that we're hearing about all these different inconsistencies about the same exchange, and I wonder if it's like a location thing.
Well,
but I don't know.
Here's what I boiled it down to and what I think, and I don't actually know. Okay. In the beginning, I couldn't link the card because Uphold wasn't presenting it to the Bank of America so they could either accept or reject. When I finally got support to figure that out and change it, then I was able to link the card because the Bank of America was presented with it and they accepted it, and then the card was linked. Then when I tried to make a purchase, they weren't. Then when I tried to make a purchase, they sent I made the purchase. It went to the bank. The bank accepted it, but in a 10-second transaction, Uphold rejected it. So I made 18 transactions trying to figure this out, and every one the bank accepted, but Uphold rejected it 10 seconds later, which tells me that the bank is saying that Uphold applied to this bullshit with Visa. It was something to do with Visa. I don't remember exactly what this was. And so it's Visa on Uphold's side that is stopping the purchase. So
that has nothing to do with Uphold then.
No, it has
No. Look, Mo Zerbs.
No, that has everything to do with Visa.
I respect
and,
Mo.
And where they
respect Mo Zerbs.
money.
He's saying, sorry, Nerdy, go ahead.
It's
No, you go ahead.
Uphold. It's Uphold's position with Visa. What Uphold needs to do is they need to go to Visa and stop what
I know,
Visa-
but that has nothing to do with Uphold because that's the contract that they signed with Visa. That's the contingencies that Visa made, not the contingencies that Uphold made. So Uphold has no choice but to abide by them.
Well, then in that case, there's nothing else I can do because the bank.
Well, Mo is saying that B of A, it's B of A. His brother can't link his shit either. So
Well,
it
you
could
can't-
very well be your bank, Glenn.
What you can do, Glenn, is Buster's homework and open accounts at various different exchanges, and then you've got different workarounds.
Yeah, let me also say that my debit cards stopped working a while ago, bro. And we all have different banks, but I'm pure ACH. I don't fuck with debit cards.
Yeah, same.
On exchanges. So yeah, I mean, I remember when you could charge crypto and then credit cards stopped working. My debit cards work, and then next thing you know, my debit card's getting rejected. Then I'm pure ACH.
So with ACH, does the credit card work?
You're not
Fuck
dealing.
those.
You're
All
not dealing with the
cards.
card because
Get on there and try jamming a transaction straight to your bank. Fuck the cards.
It has nothing to do with your cards when you do that route. Because you're putting in your account number and your routing numbers coming directly from your account. It has nothing to do with cards at all whatsoever.
What do you mean when
Don't do the card option, dude?
Don't do the card option at all
bank.
because you're having trouble with Visa. So because you're having trouble with Visa, just use the ACH option, and everything should be fine.
I'm right with you, KCXRP.
So account and routing number from your bank. Get that on your statement. Get it from your statement, and then try to.
You said your
connect the bank
ACH is
again.
already connected, so
No, okay. So you're saying that if I on Uphold, if I
Bottom left.
I'm not really sure how to do it, but if I can connect the ACH,
all you do now, it's super easy now. You don't on Uphold, you don't even have to have your fucking your routing numbers. Now you just connect a bank, pick your bank, and you sign in, just like you're signing in your app and your bank's connected.
Yep,
exactly.
It's that simple. You don't even need your fucking routing numbers now.
Okay.
Or your
Well, does
you just-
Glenn? Do you online bank? A lot of people don't online bank, bro. They don't even have the app.
Yeah,
They
no,
don't
no,
use the app.
But
all I
most
do.
people do. But if you can't do it that way,
Okay,
I'm
so
sure
if you have your
can go type
username and
in
password,
the routing numbers and your account number.
Yeah, try that, Glenn, and see if it works.
So wait, okay, now wait a minute. So if I go on to Uphold and I try to use ACH, first of all, my bank and my bank account number is already registered on Uphold. So how do I turn it to ACH?
disconnect it. No,
you just
cut it all off. Disconnect all of it, and then
Don't
try to
disconnect
sign back
anything.
in.
Just connect bank. And by connecting a bank, you're
No, it's already
automatically
connected.
paying.
Just go to bottom left.
He's already
more,
connected, and
Glenn.
Then
it's
link
giving him
account and try to link your
We're gonna have
bank
to.
account.
We're gonna have to give you an example. Hold on.
You need a side channel.
can't-
or
around for the-
troubleshoot.
for the
We're
after
gonna have
party,
to
Glenn.
give an example, Glenn. We can't be talking
Yeah,
about
we need to
this.
sit down. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
We need
I
to sit
don't.
down and share screen and shit.
Okay, Glenn. When you go to Uphold, right, and you're transacting, and it says "My Cards," don't use that option. It says "My Banks." Use that option. Do you understand? When you go to Uphold and you're transacting, in the first field when you click that transact tab, and it says select source. You're gonna select your source, and you're gonna go under my banks. Under my banks is the ACH one. If you go select my cards, that's the debit card option. You don't want to use that option. You want to use the my banks option. Anything under that category.
Copy.
Yeah.
ACH.
And you
Side
can
channel.
and you can add an ACH by pressing the plus button on the upper right next to my
Stop
bank.
it in 2 minutes. Troubleshooting time sideshow. Somebody asked earlier about prepping stuff, and I went ahead and grabbed some of the stuff I have. You want me guys to show it to you?
Yeah.
Show it.
This company is pretty badass. Goal Zero. So I started with the little solar panel, and then I connected to this bad boy here. I got the Sherpa battery, and this is pretty cool because you
Is
can
that the
even
Stellar
plug it-
logo?
Where kind of
It's
looks
literally
like
the
it,
Stellar
actually,
logo.
yeah. Interesting.
It does. That's sick.
And
I'm
then,
glad you caught
and then
that.
you can even plug a computer here. You can plug a computer in this bad boy, 2 USB, the old ones, 2 new USB. You can even like charge your phone, like with the like this wireless or whatever it's called. And then on top of that, I got this. This has been proving pretty useful in Peru, where we lose electricity, maybe once a month for a few hours. So this is an electric
That's the
lamp.
Stellar rocket ship right there. That's the old Stellar rocket.
That's all Gold Zero. This is also a Gold Zero brand, and you can charge it in that battery, and then you get light anytime, without electricity. And then I got this other little lamp there, also Gold Zero. That's like with a car lighter socket, but you can get something else, other connections. And
Is
then
it
I got
affordable?
this little yeah, I mean it's not too expensive. Like the solar panel, they have different sizes. So I bought this in 2021 when I was bailing to an island. So I wanted to make sure I wouldn't have to leave the island if power went down or supply chain got disrupted. So I still got like a spear fishing gun and this little bad boy to start a fire. It's like a little you start a fire with that. Like you put it in the sun. And then you get with the sun reflection, you can start a fire with that. So those are my prepping tools. And then I also read you want to have batteries, headlight, and then duct tape.
Hey guys, I'm gonna make it a little simple and get rid of one old fart. I got some company coming in. I'm gonna top off, guys. Good seeing you.
All right, Papa. Hey, Papa. I'm gonna hit you.
We love
Papa, we're gonna have a. I'll set up a meeting with you soon, and we'll take care of whichever you want to get taken care of. But I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, bud.
Yep, no problem.
Have a good day,
Talk
Papa.
to y'all later.
Okay, I'm on there, and I'm on there, and I'm on linked accounts, and I've got my bank cards, and I've got my bank.
Yeah, and then just like Nerdy said, just use my bank when you want to make a purchase.
Mm-hmm. Someone asks if
you
you
go
see
to
the bank symbol.
transact.
Yes.
It says
Yeah,
source.
that's-
You do
When
bank.
you go to purchase, that doesn't come up.
No, you're gonna have two options. This is my cards. Don't use that one. Keep scrolling. It's the one underneath.
See, no. Uphold's confusing, bro. You have to hit transact. So don't
Yeah,
go to
hit transact
XRP
first.
and hit purchase. Go from the home page to transact, and
Yeah.
it'll ask you to choose the source.
Yep.
You choose bank as your from source, and then XRP account as your to source.
As your
So hit
destination.
transact, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's how you're supposed to do it. That's why I could.
Mhm.
When I go to my, I see.
Ah, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Love it. I love it. Yeah,
brother.
There it is.
That sounds
There
good,
it is,
brother.
man.
Let's go.
Ding, ding, ding. Hell yeah. Problem
Ooh-wee.
solved.
Ooh-wee.
I love it.
Transact, Glenn. Always start with transact and
Love
then go
it.
sources.
Let's try this out.
Is Uphold still needing to fuck itself or what?
Uphold's trying to
That's
redeem
funny.
itself in overtime. 2 hours.
They've been watching the show. They've been
Uphold's
watching
on
Oh,
his way
shit.
back. in
Hey guys, this is customer support in real time. This is what it looks like. If you want to know what it looks like, it looks exactly like this.
Well, we're gonna.
But he got it.
Oh,
Transact.
my God.
Always start with transact.
Holy shit!
Hey, did you buy
There
it?
we go.
Did he
Did
buy
it work?
Did you buy it?
Yeah.
Did you buy it?
Yeah. There we go. Bingo.
Yeah.
Troubleshooting.
So
There you go.
that's the thing. But that's the thing about Uphold that we didn't think about is that they have weird ways of buying shit. You don't go to XRP and hit purchase. You go to transact and then you choose sort.
Yeah, the problem
how
is
you do it.
Visa. It's not Uphold's problem. Don't put a bad name on Visa. Come on. I mean on Uphold. Uphold didn't do nothing wrong.
Know what's going on. Holy
I can't be wearing the Uphold
He did
hat.
it though.
I can't be wearing the Uphold hat.
Success.
Without giving customer
Success.
support to Uphold.
But
Shout out to
still,
Uphold.
the homework requirement. The homework requirement still exists
Yeah.
though.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Glenn.
Hey,
go ahead.
Uphold, if you're looking for a new employee,
Hey, well,
hire me,
But
please.
still, though, Glenn, you should still sign up for those other accounts: Crypto.com,
Yeah.
Kraken, Coinbase, and what's the other one?
Get 'em all,
Caleb and Brown. There's nothing wrong with doing those because what it'll do is once we start mooning, it'll give you options. You know what I mean? It'll give you
Yeah.
options. It'll be a sense of freedom. Because you're already signed up. Your social security number, your picture, everything's already on the internet or whatever. They already have it all. And there's been 9 million like data leaks and all this shit. It doesn't matter.
Hell yeah.
Just get your ass some available options.
Hey, someone do me a favor and clip that interaction and send it to Uphold as a job interview, because I think I definitely need a job from them for that one. That was a perfect interview.
And all they kept telling me was the bank. It's the bank. It's the bank. You.
It was your
I got you,
skills.
Glenn. Don't even trip. I got you, Glenn.
But
You
you,
got
know,
it.
Their
just from my
platform isn't
experience,
for newbies though. The new
people,
yeah.
people talk about debit cards, and my debit cards have been getting rejected by Uphold for years. Debit cards, so that's why I just go purely ACH, straight in, straight out. Whatever.
But there
works,
isn't.
but-
It's weird though. You go into XRP and there's an option to buy or sell, and it's confusing. It should always start with transact.
It is Uphold.
On Uphold.
Coinbase is the dummy-proof exchange. Like even new people, like Uphold's not the easiest fucking exchange to use.
It's
they
not.
don't know
The
crypto
platform's kinda
networks.
confusing. Yeah.
They're like crypto networks. What
Yeah.
I don't even believe.
Wasn't that
They
beautiful?
need to dummy
guys?
it down. Like
that was a beautiful
They need
moment.
to dummy it
I love
down.
it.
Like
that was wholesome.
turn it. They need to have a set where it's dummy style. You're not picking a network. It's automatically done. If I want to send XRP, it should be the native network, right? I shouldn't choose. And then have an advanced feature for people that want to go beyond being a dummy, But
Yeah.
whatever. It's Uphold's deal, not.
No, that's Visa. That has everything to do with Visa. It has nothing to do with Uphold, and that's the
14 should
problem
know.
with all this regulation bullshit.
As simple as that. I've been going through this for a week. I could have just been done.
Yeah.
Could have just hopped on coffee
No, but
time, bro.
yeah, it was a geolocation. It's because Visa has something with Panama. That's the reason why.
Well,
but it is geolocation.
4.5 years they haven't had a problem.
They do have problems with crypto. I know Chase over here, they block crypto transaction from any exchanges. So some banks do block crypto transactions.
Yeah.
Bro, it's going to be crazy when all wallets are just going to have like a username. So if I wanted to send some money to like Uncle Buster, I could just be like at Uncle Buster 546, and then you just boom, you don't got to send in, you don't got to type in no crazy fucking 50 number letter long anything. It's just like a YouTube handle. Oh, I want to send money to at fucking, Chase Bank or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be crazy.
You can already.
They're
do
not
that
far
on
off,
XPR
bro,
network.
because XPR
XPR is like that.
XPR already does that, and XPR already has, like, if you send from what's the Cash App? What's the Metal
Pay?
What is it called? Metal Pay. If you do a transaction from Metal Pay, everyone's talking about like, the laws haven't been, cryptos, the regulations aren't there. Their fucking verbiage is already completely regulated. The way they fucking verbs. When you get your receipt, like if you send, it's a bridge. You get a bridge receipt.
That's tight.
The fucking regulations are already done. And then people act like, nothing's going to happen until the regulations aren't out yet, but it's already done. It's not up in the air. They ain't printing regulations right now. The shit's already been solved years ago. And when you use Metal fucking Pay, and you watch the way their verbiage is, it's fucking obvious, bro. And you could already send emails, all this shit. You don't need addresses with that, and everyone's gonna move to that.
Bro, I think that's how it's going to be. You're going to go onto your banking app. You're going to go on your banking app and you're going to be like, all right, I want to send some money. You're going to go just like you would on Zelle or something. And you're going to type, all right, which ledger do you want to send it to? You click whatever ledger you want to send your money across. Boom, the conversion happens on the back end and you just send whatever crypto you want through the ledger and boop, it arrives to the other side. No problem, man. I think all that shit's going to happen on the banking apps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the difference, though, between Zelle and what MetalPay in the new system is going to be. Zelle is where you can only send to people who have Zelle. Like, this shit is going to be like everybody's going to click the wallet and it receives everything.
And it's pretty small
with that one
amounts,
username. You got, you got a smartphone. You could receive anything. You just get a username, so it'll be like universal. You know what I mean? Versus, oh, do you have Zelle? Oh, do you have Cash App? Oh, do you have Venmo? Like, if you don't carry any of those,
just going to integrate MetalPay. You know, they're going to end up integrating, and then
it'll be like
MetalPay
automatic.
Is already a Cash App with the crypto side. There's both in one fucking app.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy. So all these dudes are going to end up adopting another system, which could be Metal or whatever.
We got a solution
That was just in the US.
on air.
Well, that's the thing with like Zelle. They can just incorporate foreign exchange and then have it international. And all of a sudden you're able to, convert your fiat money into stable coins that turns it into any other currency that you're able to spend anywhere else in the world. And now Bank of America offers, instant foreign exchange, and they advertise it as a travel option. Bank of America got your back. Convert fiat currency wherever you go, on the go. With the new banking option, you have the option to convert any fiat currency on the go. Just select to and from within the banking application. And if you want, use Zelle to send money and convert it directly into your chosen fiat currency. Simple. Bank of America got your back. Welcome to the new age. Boom. And then people don't even know that it's fucking crypto doing all that shit in the background.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. All this shit's going to happen on the back end. I think the utility, this cycle is going to be the utility run. Next cycle, once the regulations are down, it's going to be like all the privacy coins. They're going to be like, oh shit, I don't want the government tracking this, that. And then it's going to be a privacy coin bull run. You know what I'm saying? And that's what all these dusting, like a lot of people don't know about these dusting attacks. Like a lot of this dusting thing is to be able to track which crypto goes from which wallet and all that, because as soon as you get a little piece of dust inside of your account, next thing you know, whoever sent that dust can track wherever that crypto goes from here to there. So I think that's it's a way, the dusting attacks are just a way to be able to track wallets and stuff. So once everything goes live, people aren't going to want every single one of their purchases on the public blockchain. That's why I think eventually we're going to have a huge privacy coin bull run.
Yeah, you're gonna have everyone's gonna have.
Plumbing's saying the opposite. Plumbing's saying the banking cartel is tracking everything. You'll never get away from tracking, and I believe that. I think it doesn't matter. I mean, I think
it's gonna get more intense. We have the Iron Dome. Remember?
Okay, I have an update. I just did it again, and it went through. So I'm now over 10,000 Flare and 10,000 Velo.
Glenn, are you a happy man right now? Are you a happy man right now? There you
go. Support in, I don't know.
Glenn, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's over now. All your worries are over now.
But seriously though, Glenn, you don't feel like a fool, because these exchanges have been full and fraught with fuckery for years. That's what Buster's been talking about. He's been talking about how his debit cards have never worked on Uphold, and where they should. And same with me. I've had issues. I've had to disconnect and reconnect and all the stuff that you went through. It's very common. That's why we're in the Wild West. That's why they call it the Wild West. You know
and they don't explain.
The only thing we got to really, really worry about is what's that?
They don't explain the details, like what you're saying about the in and outs. They don't explain that. Okay, you know what? Uphold is responsible for this, and Uphold is not responsible for that, because everything has to do with our provider, which is Visa. And we're responsible for these things. We're not responsible for those things. They don't list that out clearly. They just say, "Hey, I am Uphold and I provide a service." So if anything goes wrong, everyone just assumes it's Uphold's fault, but it's their fault for not providing that information clearly to begin with. So it's both people's fault.
Right.
Well,
and
the
it
crazy
actually
thing is that your ISP.
fault
Sorry,
because
go
the
ahead.
bank is going to do whatever they're going to do. And the reality is this is on a hold and their support team for not, they don't know what you know.
Well, their
You-
support is shit. The whole Zendesk bullshit. I was gonna ask you, when Papa was on here, did you ever run into someone that called you from Zendesk, or was it all tech support through email? How did you get support from them?
It's not even
No,
through
that was
email.
Papa. Zendesk was Papa, and he was about to get scammed.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. But that's the thing.
That
We're
was
trying to
different.
figure out if it was legit or if it wasn't legit, because the way how because we were talking about it and the way how it sounded like that it was legit, but when it comes to asking for someone's seed phrase for their wallet, it does not sound legit, but for the reason that they're asking it for sounded legit. So we're having trouble trying to figure out what the fuck that was about. And I don't really want to give him advice if I don't really know what the hell's going on. So I'm trying to figure out if more people experience that so I can come to my own conclusion of when people using Zendesk, has anyone called you? Because I would like to know, because I
No.
never had that experience.
No, but if somebody wants my seed
Well, yeah,
phrase,
that was Papa. It wasn't Glenn.
I know.
give them the seed phrase.
And then you do have cold storage, right?
Yeah,
Glenn?
everything I have is on storage. I don't even touch it. That's done. The only thing I have, and the only reason I don't have my HBAR and my XDC on cold storage is because you can't get it on to the ledger. So at some point, I'm going to get a Descent wallet through you guys and put my HBAR and my XDC there. And the only reason I'm keeping what I have, I've got like a half a thousand, I got like 600 XRP and sitting on, and the only reason I even have it on a hold is so that I can get the airdrops from Flare. Because when I took it off, where I was getting 300-400 airdrops, 304 Flare airdrops a month, once I took it off, then they dropped it down to like 30 or 40. So I built it back up again. So now I'm back to like 100 airdrops a month on Flare. And if I keep like, 500-600 XRP on a pole. And the only reason I'm leaving it there, and I'm waiting for, once this thing hits $1,000, I'll sell 100 and I'm done. And after that, they can all do whatever the hell they want to do. And then I will pull everything into cold storage, and then I can pay off my debt, do whatever I'm going to do, and have fun.
Nice. People don't know, if we want the easiest wallet to deal with, Descent is the easiest wallet. Ledger and other wallets, when setting up HBAR or XDC wallets, you do have to take extra steps. With Descent wallet, you don't have to take those steps. You just press and select, look for XDC, and boom, your address is made. Your account is created. Same thing with HBAR. It's the easiest way to onboard any kind of different networks that you're trying to get a part of. We do have an affiliate link. We did share it in the comments. You do get 30% off. There is a double pack. You can get a double pack. The best wallet to hold your digital assets, digital cents, Descent. Pick one up today. Hit the link below.
I agree. The only reason I haven't done it is because every time I think about doing it, it's like, you know how many XRP I can buy for that? It's a sickness.
Yeah.
It's a sickness.
I'm
Are
getting
you
to the
down
point
with the sickness?
where I got to deal with this, and within this month or next month, when I get paid, I'm going to get this wallet from you guys, and then I'm going to clear off what's on there and just go from there.
Yeah. And remind you, Glenn, that Descent wallet is the only wallet to hold your Constellation DAGs. So if you do have DAGs, Descent wallet is the only wallet to do so. Shout out to Descent for providing that support. And to remember everyone to claim your PACAs. If you do have the Stargazer wallet, claim your PACAs. We do have PACA swap coming up. That's going to be epic as fuck, because you can stake your PACA. So you got free rewards and you can stake it. So that's going to be cool. But Descent wallet, the only wallet to hold DAG. Get one below. Hit the link.
Does it handle Axelar and
Yeah.
font?
Yes.
All right.
Hey, really fast, guys. I'm about to get out of here, but I wanted to clarify something. What I was talking about to Beck earlier about why I thought like the fair value of it was probably like 1/5 of a penny, is because if you look at they're not doing a payment, but if you look at there's other companies that have debit cards for crypto like Alchemy Pay, and Alchemy Pay has like 10 billion, so it's like 1/10 of the circulating supply that Zebek has. So, and right now its bottom is about 2 cents for Alchemy Pay, and they got a lot of good partnerships too. They just recently partnered with RLUSD. I think they got like Apple Pay and stuff like that. So you figure 1/10 of the supply at 2 cents at the bottom is probably like right around the same thing, 2/10 of a penny. So at 10 times 10x minus. 10x, or 10 times minus the supply, 10 times minus all the same partnerships. So I think that like once a bet gets their whole their shit figured out with having 60% of the supply in such a small amount of wallets and their advisor thing, I think it'll go up. I mean, nothing I say is financial advice, but I just wanted people to know where I got this valuation of like 1/5 of a penny, and that's because other companies like Alchemy Pay, their bottom is like 2 cents, and they got all the partnerships, they got the debit cards too. So I don't know. I just wanted to just touch on that really fast before I get out of here. But I'm gonna get out of here really fast, man. Big shout out to the channel. Everybody like and subscribe. A lot of really, really good knowledge on here. I can't talk about any of the crazy stuff that I think about anywhere else except here. So I'll tap in with you guys next time, man. You guys be good.
See you, man.
Thank you, bro.
All right, brother. Good shit.
Hey.
Are we gonna
Thanks for
get
the
out of here yet?
Yeah, let it
425
roll.
watching.
I think so, dude.
You hit that diesel? Oh.
Yeah,
That's that
we
diesel.
just,
Funny shit.
maybe we just need to power up a little bit, man. What do we got? 2 more hours in it?
Crank up that diesel. Let's go diesel.
Perfect.
Let's fucking watch this funny shit real quick. Let's go. People trying to capture the flag by running on a slippery pole. Fucking run it.
Oh, you fuck.
It's like the energy drinking.
Oh, you almost got it. Nope. Oh.
He was looking good too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, no. I thought he had it.
That was nice.
He got it.
You got it, bro.
Nice.
Fucking run it. We love that shit.
That's tight. That's tight.
Ooh-wee.
Run it.
Welcome to Coffee Time live community chat where you can join too. Thanks for watching, everyone. Are we out of here or what? What are we doing?
Yeah,
We
let's
chilling
get it,
still?
man.
I don't know. Anyone else got any problems?
Uphold support chat. That's what Uber.
Yeah. You guys have any more problems?
People were watching. My
Do you
my
have
Ubers
a
are
problem
watching
with
what,
your
hey,
life?
uphold support chat. It's good for everybody. There's a lot of people that don't know this stuff.
Do you have relationship problems? You have marital problems? You need to talk about something? You need to vent? Come on the show. Come on, coffee time and tell us what you got.
Nerdy, I have a problem.
What you got?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure.
Well, once you, Glenn, once you get that,
you
get that decent wallet, Glenn, once you get that decent wallet, there is a little bit of technical stuff to it in order to get your assets on there. So you got to make sure you do it correctly. Otherwise, you'll have a couple of freak out moments. Okay. So it wouldn't hurt for us to have like a private sit down, after one of these shows. So once you get your wallet, you should talk to us after the show. Hey.
I'm gonna start a Trump.
Got on and got out, bro. Came and cameoed. He straight dropped the bomb and left. That's funny.
Hey, if you get ready to shut down, don't forget Illuminati nights tomorrow.
So how would I do?
Nerdy X is a special guest tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
We got to learn
All right,
all
go
the
ahead, Glenn.
nerdy stuff going on.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead, Glenn.
No, so I said, how would I do?
How do you do
How do you what? Someone's got their weird fucked up cell phone shit going on. I think it's plumbing. All right, go ahead, Glenn.
It is plumbing. It was last time.
The decent wallet, and there was some tricky stuff, and how would I take care of it? How would I handle that?
Wait, what is your well, but
We're gonna
answer
teach you how
your
to do
question
it in
clearly so we
private
know.
chat.
What is exactly
We're
your
going to teach
question?
you how to do the Decent wallet. We're going to teach you how to do the Decent wallet after the show when you get the wallet. So when you get the wallet, I will personally help you, but we got to keep it private. You know, that way everybody's not looking at your stuff.
We got a private link, man. We can get you off TikTok.
How would I do that? Okay, that's for later. Okay.
Yeah, don't even worry about it because with that, there's a few steps.
Once you get the wallet,
yeah,
yep.
ZRK will help you.
Once you get the wallet, then talk with us.
You already owe us $100 for helping you today, so let's do one thing at a time.
QR code in the corner.
Come on, that's elder abuse. That's elder abuse. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah.
That's hella funny.
But no, seriously, Glenn, we'd be totally willing to walk you through the steps because you have to update the wallet. You have to get the right trust lines. You have to fund certain coin accounts before you transfer your coins. There's lots of little things, and you're probably going to want help with that. So
Okay.
we don't need to know your personal information. We're not trying to take advantage of you. What we're trying to do is get you where you
Glenn,
understand
I
Decent
take-
wallet.
I take XRP donations.
Plumbing, your mic.
That
It's
doesn't
coming through.
nerdy. You're not helping.
Join Miyamoto.
Just fucking with you, Glenn.
Check the chat.
That's funny.
I can't thank you enough for what you've done just today. I'm deeply indebted to all of you, and someday I hope to make it up to all of you.
Nah, man, it's all good.
No,
You will.
have
You're
to be
gonna
good
buy.
enough.
You're gonna buy the hot dogs and hamburgers at the meetup when we're rich.
Glenn, just be
Oh, no,
you.
we're not eating that shit. You're gonna buy the steak, the wagyu.
Yeah, we don't want nothing
Caviar,
from
the fucking
And we're gonna have
shrimp.
steak. We're gonna have shit.
you. No. We help you because it's the right
Yep.
thing to do, Glenn.
My
That's the only
backup
reason why we
plan
help
is,
you.
if
Hey, Poppy.
got a plan, get a backup plan. Mine's to bring the fried chicken because y'all are going to be the whales.
Yeah. I want bluefin tuna off the boat, never frozen, on top of sticky rice.
Ooh,
Glenn,
What was
Glenn,
the
can I-
YouTube channel?
About
At Swift Community? At Swift Community,
Yeah,
was
at
it?
Swift Community.
At Swift
Yeah.
Community.
Hey, Glenn, can I tell you
about
something?
extinct.
One thing I learned in life is to do thing out of the willingness to do things because you love to do it, and then God will reward you in the end. So you really don't. I don't really. That's the reason why I don't ask for anything, is because I know that I'm doing it out of the goodness of my heart, and whatever happens
Do
after
it
that,
because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's more of a blessing than it. than
Dirty
anything
X
else.
speaking the gospel. Yes. Get your zerps up. Yes.
Welcome to Sunday Church, Crypto Church.
Hallelujah. Yeah. Ooh.
Hey,
All right. So without further ado,
Yeah.
we're gonna say goodbye.
See you
We
later.
hope you have a good day,
Crypto.
everyone. Thanks for joining Coffee Time.
Coin, you got a video?
What'd you say?
We got some AI videos we've been working on. Coin's been making some really cool videos. I didn't know if he had one he wanted to give you guys a little tease with, because some of this shit is wild what they've been building.
You're wild with them potatoes.
Coin Miyamoto.
Already
Welcome
walking out
to
the
the
door,
Blue
Steph.
Crew. Yes.
The Lord, he's
Coin, are you
he's
uploading
ready.
some
He's
shit?
got something.
You better hurry the fuck up.
He's cooking. He's
Hurry
cooking.
your asses up. Let's go.
Fuck crypto.
Hey, Steph, you know it's hella
Fuck
bomb.
Fuck.
Steph, you know it's hella bomb. Spuds and gravy. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
if you guys want to play it, we have the second episode for the posse.
I can't believe it.
Is
Yeah,
it too
run it.
long to upload?
Sure. Where's it at? Where's it at?
You upload it and let's make.
Wait till we're out the
Zebekian's-
fuck door.
Let's make. Upload that and let's make Zebekian Savage happy. 3, 2, 1.
Fuck crypto. You don't need the anxiety. Before you bought the bullshit fantasy coin, your life was good. But then you made some money and became greedy. Now the bullshit coin is fucked, and nobody can tell you when it is going to be unfucked. Even the motherfucker who convinced you to buy the bullshit coin, who told you that it is going to be the next big thing, that motherfucker is nowhere to be found. You are on your own, and all you can do is cry about it in the shower and hope and believe that your bullshit coin will go up in price again so that you can sell it and make some money and buy some more and then get fucked all over again. That is crypto.
TV is messed again.
Honey, just watch the posse while I'll cook dinner.
Well, fuck it. I guess I'll just watch the posse. Same old, same old.
In the jungle, young Luddite was lost with boots full of mud and the soul double-crossed. He followed a light through the thick and the green, found a golden shroom where no man had been seen. Cavemen came howling, they showed him the way, taught him the truth that the wild won't betray. He rode out reborn with a fire in his eye, tamed a posse with minds and a reason to ride. Ride with the posse, justice in hand, smart talking outlaws, taking back the land. From the jungle of Yuga to the wild west plains, they clean up the towns with mushroom-fueled brains. He's the law in the land where the strange things roam, the Luddite, the cowboy, bringing justice home.
Who decided to show up? I've been craving to know more about that story.
Yeah, well, bud, that's gonna cost you a few rounds.
Well, as long as you have some strong whiskey.
Partner, if it ain't strong enough to put hair on a rattlesnake, it ain't worth sipping.
Only thing stronger than this is my mother-in-law's opinions.
Well, let me tell you, this is definitely strong. You just got yourself a good old story. After years under the canopy of spirits and root wisdom, Luddite knew it was time. The jungle had raised him, the Ugas had shown him the veil, but the world beyond called, and so he answered. With nothing but instinct and half a golden mushroom tucked safely away, he stepped beyond the vines and into the unknown. But the jungle, it never truly lets go. And as he walked, that feeling crept in, and then he heard...
Ups! Hello, my name is...
Radar. In every jungle, there's a whisper before the roar, a rustle before the storm, and if you listen close enough, you'll find it's not the wind, it's radar. Don't let the tale fool you. He may be small, but that squirrel carries more truth than most men on horseback. They call him the acorn, whisperer, guardian of secrets, keeper of trails, and the posse's first and final scout. Radar sees what others miss, shadows that lie, traps that breathe, paths that shift like smoke. In his paws, he holds an acorn said to echo the voices of the ancient forest. An acorn no one's dared open, not even him, no matter how dark the trail gets. Radar's always out front.
Radar? I thought the radars were just a jungle myth.
Well, reckon the Yugas like to keep us radars a secret. Tactical reasons, you know. But if you ride with me to my bunker, I got something I need to show you. And it ain't no cattle.
Well, I was fixing to head into town. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt to take a peek. Ain't never stepped foot in a radar bunker before. Sounds like trouble, and I ain't one to turn that down. You guide the way, Radar.
Little does Luddite knew that little trip to Radar's bunker was gonna change his life forever.
We are here.
Wait, how am I supposed to go in there?
Don't worry about it. Just grab this.
Oh gosh, one of those magic acorns. Hate those portals. Oh my, who's that thing?
You're about to meet...
Void, they say not everything that falls from the stars is meant to be wished upon. From the far edge of the cosmos, through storms of radiation and back alley labs built by greed, something slithered into the XRPL jungle. They call him Void, but he ain't empty. He's full of things we were never meant to see. Void didn't taste the golden mushroom. He was raised by something colder, sharper, corporate minds with no soul, only ambition, and he became their mirror. Now he plays illusions like music, pulling strings, bending minds, turning truth to vapor. The corporations did more than twist him. They embedded a tracker in his spine. Their plan was simple: invade the jungle and drain its roots dry. And while the posse rides to protect the balance, Void rides to undo it. Well, partner, it's getting late. I better get going.
Wait, are you gonna leave me like that? What happens after?
Let me tell you something. What happens next ain't for the faint of heart. But I'll be right here tomorrow. Same spot, same damn time.
Isn't that dope? That's a whole cartoon series on the XRP Ledger, brought to you by Ooga Labs.
Isn't that, they're just amazing, you guys. Don't even, that's just the beginning. And just follow Ooga, follow, what is it that, can you drop that link, Coin, the Ooga Labs YouTube? Some cool shit coming, guys. Some really cool shit coming. There'll be a nerdy, there'll be a nerdy, there'll be a berserker, there'll be a buster. I can't wait to see the berserker.
Fun shit. Fun shit. So, any last words before we get out of here?
Yourself. Stay out of here with your bullshit coins, motherfucker.
Dude, I saw that.
Yeah. So, guys,
fucking scammers.
Yeah, I've been sniping them from far distance, bolt action. Boom. So, guys, Blue Crew, there's a reason why you got a wrench. When you see scammers, you suspect them, just chop their head off. Okay, you guys with the blue wrenches, you have power to cut off the scammers in the chat. So keep that in mind. We love you. Any last words before we dip?
Bust a cap in their ass, XRP Papa style.
Bust a cap.
Let's run it.
Bust a cap.
We're blessed to be
All
here.
right, we love you guys.
Happy Sunday.
Keep your heads up. We're almost there. We got Crypto Week next week, and then we got September coming up. So keep that in mind. We love you.
Yeah, and
keep going. We'll
NFT collection coming soon. There will only be 100. The people who are in the crew will get the best perks for the rest of my company for as long as it exists. Stay tuned for that.
Ooh, we love you. We
Shout
got
out
the
to
Moon
Legendary.
Fever. Let's go. Shout out to Legendary for sure. Get that wrench bloody. Get it. See, he knows. He knows the good old days where you used to chop off all the scammers. And they come in here seldom, but they'll come in. You can smell them from a mile away once you start. Once somebody unannouncedly starts shilling some bullshit coin out of nowhere and they're a weird ass name, that's a scammer or a bot. So keep your heads up. Keep the Moon Fever going. Shout out to XRP Bags and the Peens. He'll come back. He'll be around shortly. We love you guys. Later.
I caught the code, packing them bags, till we explode, no turning back. Got the decode, crypto to flow, live by the code, all get exposed. Don't play no games, I put them in chains, feeling the burn, Venus gon' rain, my DNA strain, I'm not the same. Move pilot my base, we moving for change, filling my stash, we make them pay, spiritual health, devilish wealth. They say that the bag, the root of all evil, I do it for good, so we are not equal. They wanna defeat you, in school they don't teach you, we crypto the bag, so we gon' eat you to transfer cash. Get in on my people to transfer cash, get in on my people. We blast off the meter, so many bags. We got Moon Fever, we got Moon Fever. So many bags though, yo. up in my castle, yo. We off the meter. We got moon fever.
I'm XRP, whoa, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Firmament, they not discerning it. Lead or manifest, invest, I'm churning it. Eat, they be burning it. Like we at the Bohemian Grove, cook up on the stove. I felt like I was on first 48 for XRP. All this intel I gave up and told. Whoa, 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 whoa. Snitch, I am none of that. SEC Gary G begging to running back. Fallen angels, like the book of Enoch. Get them Charlie Waters, they ain't getting no Crocs. They buying a gold like we living Fort Knox. 49er, catch me on the Gold Coast. Triangular trap, running routes like a postman. Touchdown, bad man, run up those notes, man.
So many bags. We got moon fever. We got moon fever. So many bags, though, yo. Up in my castle, yo. We off the meter. We got moon fever.
Heard you want more, pop, pop, pop. This coin so hot, it's about to explode. Focus on my purpose, this ain't premonition. Seeing clearly now with my third eye vision. Accumulating wealth, pursuing my mission. My eyes on the prize with such precision. 111, that's synchronization. Bye, this accumulation. Time's getting high, Phoenix rising now. Moon fever game going out with a bang. Financial freedom, building that kingdom. Living in the now, to no man we bow. Speaking the truth, this goes out to the youth. Invest in your future, forget separation. Don't be like a vulture, stop cancel culture. Oneness, one love, let's go on the moon venture.
That's up the leader. So many bags. We got moon fever. We got moon fever. So many bags, though, yo. Up in my castle, yo. We off the meter. We got moon fever. Flip that switch. We're coming for that top spot.
Coffee time with Berserker and Uncle Buster. Doors open. Good to see you. You know where the coffee pot is.
This is Berserker.
Yo, this is Uncle Buster. Get a cup. Let's talk crypto.
Yeah, dude. This coffee's bomb.
Nothing comes between me and my XRP. All in.